What is up, the Liz? What is up? कैसे हो कैसे हो कैसे हो कैसे हो कैसे हो कैसे हो हाउस यूज कैसन बा मजा मा हाउस यूज अगर 10 सेकंड में नहीं आया तो जीजी है मैं आ गया लाला ये मैं आ गया ना मैं खुद से बात कर रहा हूँ क्या एक सेकंड हेलो मैं आ गया हूँ हेलो 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 मैं आ गया हूँ भाई आ गया ये नो साउंड किया अभी तुम लोग से बात कर रहा हूँ ना चालू होएगा अभी एक बार बोल दे डूडा भाई चेस जीतेंगे डूडा भाई ओपी इजी विन फॉर डूडा भाई आप नहीं आए थे तब तक चेस देख रहा था भाई देखो सिंपल बात है निहाल भाई अच्छे कर रहे हैं आई होप बट मजाक से हटकर मैं बोलूं पबजी इज द बेस्ट गेम पबजी पीसी इट्स द बेस्ट गेम ये होती है एक खतरनाक बैटल ग्राउंड गेम ये है बेस्ट गेम टू बी एवर मेड यप द लास्ट स्ट्रीमर क्या होता है भाई जय पबजी फातिमा जी रिकॉर्ड करो फातिमा जी अभी नहीं है रे लाला जमाना हो गया राइट वाला देख लो राइट वाला रात को 2:30 को अभी मैं किधर और बिजी हूँ चैट साउंड प्रैंक करते हैं चलो साउंड ओए साउंड प्रैंक ओए ब्राज भाई ना करो यार ऐसा लिख के प्रैंक ऐसा क्रेजी सा ओ माय गॉड मैं तो डर गया टिबुन भाई ओपी टिबुन भाई हो गए क्वालिफाई हो गए उधर क्या चल रहा है नो साउंड आ रही
because
Hello.
of course team neutrals in now and everyone's
पुष्प
thinking about, who could be that
बेटेजा
roster? Who could be that roster?
बटेजा
Theorizing,
पुष्प बटेजा
but, like,
बाय
clearly,
थैंक यू
there are
फॉर द
two
मेंबरशिप मेरी
phenomenal
जान कर
IGLs from
दे
that region, but you can't have them both. It's not reasonable. It's not real. Even when like 2 or 3 years ago when we asked Patulins this, he's like, yeah, me and Aduzi, we just lead
No
the
sound.
game
मेरा
differently.
sound
And you
गया
could see
सच्ची
it
oh
here in the
shit
EMEA championships alone.
oh my god
and I agree. I mean, we had this conversation with him multiple times. There's some after parties here and there.
जो no sound लिख रहे हैं उसको 5 मिनट टाइम
And we're theorizing
मेरे
these
को इधर
rosters.
खुद का स्ट्रीम दिखाई दे
For
रहा है
me, I think Petulins is a
लव फ्रॉम S8UL भाई ना करो यार ये रोज क्या है यार रोज पराया कर रहे हो तुम लोग तो
unless S8UL they go out and win this whole thing and they completely dominate and
Hey,
we
लेकिन
saw
क्या चल रहा है,
Twitch
chat?
even the PGS have a little bit
Chat,
of a
how's
struggle. But what Petulins
how's
be
Nihal
able to
bhai
do,
doing?
I think you have to have him. And
कितने
then
गेम्स बचे कुछ वो दो ना
when
जिस्ट
we talk to him and we
get
ask him
yourself
like you've got to have example in there too, like what's the rest of the lobby. I kind of want to see some of the other guys, some of the upcoming guys. I will say this though, I think the prospect of having a Boostic, Hackator, Perfectix and a fourth from Ukraine,
Fourth though.
that's
2-0 डाउन तो ये हारा
Those
तो
three guys,
हम लोग 6th ऐसा
that's
5th
great,
6th
and
है
also
बेसिकली ना
probably led by Allrain. Allrain's also just
कि
been
दूसरा मैच है
selected
यार
as the ENC coach, right, for Team Ukraine for PUBG. So I wouldn't be surprised if that would be the case. I think he's the only pick for Ukraine for PNC. So, but yeah, there's some crazy prospect. But when you look at that, you would have to have an IGL. Then you would have to go Ferris, probably something like that. Then is there a rule where you can only have 2 max per each team? And like
नहीं लोअर ब्रैकेट है ठीक है कर लेगा यार कर लेगा
Yeah, it's a tough one.
कर लेगा
because,
कर लेगा
as you say, the theoretical Ukraine team is
कर
just
लेगा
monstrous.
लाला.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You put Perfectix with those guys as well, and who knows what that, as you say, that fourth's going to be based on those rules. It could be terrifyingly strong.
Positivity
Also,
to
Kazakhstan's
him.
joining as well, which I mean, I'm going to be interested to see how that kind of roster kind of plays out, because guys like IM5 and Sancho and those guys are all from Kazakhstan. I just don't know what combination could actually
Language
happen along
Reze
that.
69.
I don't know if you played against Ermak ever, the coach for S8UL.
I've not.
Obviously, he's from Kazakhstan. And
आपके
he's
शादी
insane.
को इतना साल
remember 2 years ago,
हो गए
there
हैं.
were some,
अच्छी शादी
there were
को
some
रखने
game
का
shows
राज क्या
where
है
he was
बंग्स
like
भाई?
those
By the
in-game
way,
game
love
shows and
to
he was playing
both
against
of you
all the
भाई.
pros.
अच्छा शादी का रखने का राज ये है कि पूछो मत. पूछ दिया मतलब उधर ही लग गए तेरे. समझ रहे हो? मैं किसको कुछ नहीं पूछा, खुद ही एक्सपीरियंस कर रहा हूँ, खुद ही मार खा रहा हूँ एवरी डे, खुद ही गाली खा रहा हूँ एवरी डे, खुद ही सोफे पे सो रहा हूँ एवरी डे. समझ रहे हो? You have to experience it. You have to experience it. समझ रहे हो? Yep. Yep. Nice hairstyle. Thank you. बढ़ गया ना बाल?
Tell us about Kazakhstan.
Oh, I have been to Kazakhstan. You
निहाल
are
भाई
correct.
का बहुत सारा प्यार देना होगा. बहुत सारा प्यार ऑलरेडी है
We're
उसके
for a
साथ.
tournament. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, it is
Let's
time
go,
for
boys!
game number 1 of the PEC Finals number 1. Welcome as we get it
Finals
all
बोलते.
done and
ए,
done.
अभी अपना
Blank, we're
drop
going to get
change
you
हो गया रहेगा
after
क्या
the
lobby के
game
हिसाब से?
as me and Martin will
Usually
cast the
हम
first
जाते
Erangel
हैं
here
उधर.
to wrap things going. Let's do it.
मिल्टा के उधर.
Yeah, let's get this
अब
going.
किधर
And
है
it's
अपन देखते हैं.
gonna be south over in Mithul Island here, starting over the Georgia Pole area, James. So a lot of that northeast is
hot
not
drop कर रही है
available to
लाला.
go to. You're gonna have to get cars to get to Yasnaya. You're gonna have to move a long distance here. The so-called cold drops are gonna have to come into effect
हम
if
लोग
you want to
अभी
get
तो
into
कूदे
your
नहीं है.
usual areas here. So let's see if there's some hot drops that's gonna have to be resolved here. I don't think so. With a plane path like this, there would be
एक
some
second,
cars
हम
being
लोग
picked and
नोवो
being left out here.
पोलिनियो
So,
में
but
जा
yeah,
रहे.
it's going to be an interesting one. The first game to get this kicked off, and it's 15 total to find our Esports World Cup qualifications and the PGC points, of course, to come
That-
through.
This is how you know that sometimes EMEA is kind of a wild, wild west. We're in our PEC finals, an ever-long gets Pachinki. That is kind of wild. Consider if you went to any other region, they'd be like, yeah, we're the big dogs. We're going to be able to take the middle spots, no problem. But yeah,
FPS मस्ती ना कर रहे हो.
But here, the myth off is actually fighting it against Levante. The first death from Vitality here in PEC is going to be Levante, James. I cannot believe it. But that's a contest that you don't want to be losing early on here. Unfortunately, in that North George area, you're going to have a fight in there. That's sad times for him. But TMO gets the first points here. And you hear it from Justice, and he was able to get it without a vest.
कैसे?
So, weren't Vitality originally dropping over towards crates, and now they've been pushed away by No Slack? Is that what I'm seeing here? Where were they normally
टिबन
going?
भाई है, टिबन है
Yeah,
इसमें,
I mean,
टिबन है
in
इसमें.
that area, but why is there three
के
teams
टीम
in
में हो,
Georgia?
एस के टीम में.
That's my question.
Yeah, that's also a bit of a question.
And why is No Slack getting crates, South Georgian Hospital uncontested? That's my second
I don't know.
question. That's a little bit wild. The circle is west, though, so you kind of want to wrap this fight up, James, and get looted and then get sent here, because look at Hive already sending it, getting in some of that high prior positions here. Send is also looking good for a home turf circle. No Slack needs to get moving too and get that in. But yeah, they picked up 3 guys in the crates area, right? So that's definitely a contest. I would swap around and just go to Kovalevi. Also just announced as the ENC coach for Finland, so that's cool. Here actively playing, so that's awesome.
So I guess it's an interesting drop, right? Because technically the Mythov would like to go up towards Yasnaya, but the playing path's so far away that I guess they went for what is not even usually really considered too much of a backup drop for them, but I guess they're over here. And that has definitely confused things for Vitality, who has had to disperse over an area where they normally wouldn't, as you say, because of No Slack flexing out as far as they have done here. So this is, we were talking about and singing the praises of Vitality, but this is possibly the worst start they could have had.
Map के ऊपर मतलब
a bit of a rough cookie for them. Sad times. Honestly, again, Vitality, they look so strong that losing Levante is going to be a huge blow to their first game. But then again, have your bad games at the start and then ramp up towards the middle and second half of the tournament.
ठीक है, समझ गया, ठीक है.
And I'm looking at I'm looking at the lineups here. We actually have such a banger final here for PEC finals day one. We have so many great teams. It's good to see some OGs back. Good to see some coaches in the Kovalevi turned pro again here and playing at the top 16 in EMEA. It's awesome. Also, Boas, we saw them playing super well. We saw them actually dong and Rango. They had some great games with that. Pixis and the guys here, they're able to get in. Hello, Senpai. Good to see him still at the top of the PUBG Pro Esports scene.
बग्गी भी है, बाइक भी है.
Avalon getting uncontested Pochinki is kind of crazy, but then again, over a set of 15, if they're just saying
सामने वाले को एक US लेने
in the kind of drop maps and scrim Discord saying, yeah, we're just gonna go Pochinki. You can come if you want. We're gonna throw if you come. We're gonna camp you for 20 minutes and you can lose all your points. Then that you kind of want to go up against it, right? We're probably also gonna see that in PAS. That's gonna be going on later today here, a couple hours after we end. We're going to have the first PS finals as well. It's going to be awesome to see. It looks like Copenhagen Wolves might be hot dropping onto Falcons.
Love you.
I did see IGL dropping onto them. That's cool. That's fun. So I'm a little bit excited to see how that's going to be evolving.
It's a little wild because technically, I guess Copenhagen Wolves kind of has more to lose than Falcons, right? Because they obviously are GPT and things like that. But Falcons isn't qualified for Esports World Cup technically right now. So
they're far away from it. They need to do well in BGS.
Exactly. So obviously they kind of probably get a bit keen on like not having that drop themselves. So that is definitely very interesting as well. But also you were bringing up the fact that this lobby is very stacked, and it's an interesting one because technically we lost a few organizations from 2020 fight to 2026. However, the crop of those players is just kind of dispersed across so many other organizations and rosters now that there might not be some of the bigger names in terms of some of those organizations sticking around, but new ones are in, obviously, and all those other kind of put together squads to try and qualify on through are also very powerful, very stacked. But Na'Vi, obviously PGS2 winners, they are incredibly stacked themselves. I would not be surprised in the slightest if they win at least one of these finals across the next 3 weeks.
I love how Boostix and Fair's gameplay is somewhat the same. मतलब Navi अच्छा है. Forehead gameplay, and then Hagatar's he's hitting the camera in between the other screen and the PC, so it's just so far away.
Isn't it a vertical? Isn't it his phone?
Yeah, it's his phone probably. That's true. It's true. All right, as the zone closes here, PGG gonna try to figure out how they're gonna come through. Also, Star Sky could see Silas too. Nemesis, oh my god, good connection here onto Viz, Pains. There's some quality content. I'm not sure if they're streaming the finals as well. That's some really good quality content. If you want to see the guys streaming as well, you can check out their PUB. Pains was streaming our playoffs, so they're actually really interesting. Now Sosa and Team Nemesis.
Oh, Pains chat. Pains CC bhi hai.
Looking to position themselves up a little bit here. Not technically, it's a bit of a checkpoint compound on a circle like this, and it looks like this is going to be dispersing away from the majority of it. Likewise, Nemesis. I mean, and no one's got the M249. I'm not complaining with that, and he does take a few shots there. Don't think he's going to be able to catch up though. Takes the mini out, see if he can get a few shots long range, all the way down. I think that they're getting out scot-free.
This is the best game.
Traces just looks so good in this game. Yeah, it's so much fun to watch. But yeah, Melman, our PGC 2022 Dubai winner with Navi. Good to see him competing at the very top, obviously here with M249 coming into. And this team is a team that you're looking at and think, okay, these guys can fight. And they actually won day 2 with 63 points. 16 more points than S8UL. They won in day 1, so these guys can definitely fight. The question is, can they fight at the very, very top?
It is a good question. Here they are. S8UL. The Discord flying on forward. Admittedly, this is very far away. So a little bit of expended bits, not too much maybe. As Doozy is going to be taken to the skies to try and give them as much information as possible. I think that they are very aware of the fan base of S8UL, and they will be looking to do them proud for sure.
Last time everyone
aware. Previously mentioned. Even Barney Banks himself. So, you were mentioning, by the way, PAS coming up as well. There is just PUBG wall-to-wall in these weekends. Like, PWS was on before, obviously PMS was on before as well. Did you see in PWS, guys like Inonix and these guys, they're using the pickaxe
Oh,
no
yeah.
joke. Yes.
I saw it's
मैंने भी एक
basically
clip
a new
देखा बे।
strat that at least one guy
एक
has a
से
pickaxe on the team no matter
मार
what.
का के
And I think
वो कर रहे
one of the clips there was
Center में
two.
zone।
Nemesis though is driving close to TMO here.
मैंने भी
Micah with
clip
a
देखा,
3
मैंने भी
that's-
clip देखा।
and an AUG in hand might be able to get a fight on here in Tifix. Look at that. They're peeking. They're trying
Micah
to set it in.
मारेगा।
One goes close.
अरे?
Oh no.
Oh my god, that's a setup. Oh my god, Tifix swing in the corner here with the sawed off. Easy flush for him to get TMO down.
उनको कैसे
Yeah, a
मालूम?
bit of a shame there for Amika because I think that he really did actually want to take the first shots against the person.
Yeah.
But once you actually don't get them and then you can actually be seen a little bit there on that TPP, I think your window's completely gone there, Mika.
Yeah.
And Nemesis proves it.
उनको
just
कैसे
in
मालूम रे
time. At the same
बाबा?
time, though, Justice do a little shadow
ठीक
step
है।
forwards. And we'll be doing this for a little while up the stairs.
You shall not hear me.
Oh,
Yeah, as you said,
sound बचा
wall to
नहीं,
wall
sound बचा।
PUBG here, and with the pickaxe and play, I
Sound
played
बचा
around a
नहीं।
little bit
It's
myself. It takes some time, but
Yeah.
you
on.
can do some crazy stuff
I-
pre-planning. To
yeah.
be honest, we also saw a doozy with some of the gameplay ideas that he had and wanted to share. Is that you can take C4s, you can take mortars, and make playable air if you don't have any, and that's actually a kind of 5-head. I like it, the idea of it, and I want to see more of it in play here. But yeah, the pickaxe strat with
एक building में
broadening
घुस के मार
out
के
where you're going to play is
चलती
actually
है
kind
वो
of
लोग।
cool. So next circle pop here is a big one, James, and that kind of just goes on the West Coast. Somewhat donut-y, still a little bit of water in play. Majority of the teams that had good spots were all in. Lookarook's
तुम्हारे
finds
अपने को नहीं।
Celtic
है।
here from Bushido Wildcats. And they lose one here, and VP able to get 1 point.
वह हर
Looks like
जगह पे
Nemesis
कुछ ना
actually,
कुछ
despite
fight हो रहा
having
है
got
बे।
themselves the 1 kill, and then also the Mythov still kind of lurking around. They went for an emergency pickup almost instantly
Games
on
on
this
low कर
circle
दो
pop, so they're not afraid of the potential of the Mythov coming out and kind of
बस, हाँ,
trying to
बस।
go for an ambush after they maybe get picked up for this emergency pickup. But it's understandable why, right? Like if you're in the North George right now and this circle kind of pops, you want to be there as fast as possible. You won't be having any cars though. As you're trying to get yourself a little bit further into the circle.
टके
Yeah, but if
कुछ
I'm
भी है
TMO,
ये
I'm
बहुत
working on
पहले
that.
से
I'm
करता
gonna
मैं
try to
खुद
get a
किया था
answer at
पहले
it. I'm
गेम
gonna
में
try to get an 8 at it. I'm gonna try to do something, actively, or at least set up in a spot
ये
where
जो
I'm
finals
close
अभी चल रहा है
enough that I can
कितना
do spray
दिन
down.
का है
Aris
टोटल
finds
3
Sosa
दिन
here. They're able to get one, and I think that was actually from the pickup. So that's a little bit sad. I know they're driving. Okay, so they're just trying to get across here, but they lost one. So now Vitality with another camp here, and it looks like a lot of guys going downstairs. One tries to drive him down. Getrax gets more shots in. He's 1 HP. Explosion's going wild here. And Quissy finds Millman. Nemesis falling completely apart here, James.
Oh, and we're in the gas station as well, so there's extra explosions
दिया
for good
बे,
measure. Here.
vitality
That's
ने।
actually much quicker of annihilation almost than I expected.
अब
Really
मेरे को
here
नहीं
for
लगता
Nemesis.
ब्रिज से कोई आएगा
Yeah,
इतना
Rondo
ऐसा
almost.
जलते हुए सब देखेंगे
And
ना वो
it's
लोग
kind of a consolation prize here for Vitality, who is still
लेकिन
sticking at the
पीछे
bridge.
से
by the
लोग
way.
आ गए
So the Mythop still needs to get on over here. A few shots go their way against this. Twisted Minds is looking for a bit of an
ओह
opportunity
शिट ये
themselves.
तो वो टीम है
Yeah,
Goat
that's
वाली
such an unfortunate situation for Team Nemesis. And then Vitality, obviously, the guys that are even more unfortunate too, now got a few points here to get a salvage game rolling. Just a little bit. 2 points is fine, but we want to see a little bit more from them.
ये तो
Twisted
गोट
Minds
वाली टीम में
deciding
लाला
to disengage a little bit from this fight here and kind of engage in a rotation and get in deeper. Or maybe even
मैं स्ट्रीम
chase
पॉज को
Nemesis
यार
here,
मैं
the
शाव
last
लेके
player.
आया नो
Trying
वंडर
to
ये
get
टाइम आउट
into
का आता है
a different spot for
Frosty.
himself. A little bit sad for him to have lost all the other guys to fix. You got to get the only kill so far for Nemesis.
Let's see what Twisted Minds wants to do on this north side. Let's see what they want to go for. I mean, they have a few options, but not many of them are central, unfortunately, given a circle like this, and everybody centering up the way they have
अपन किधर है
done.
अभी अपन किधर
Also,
है
with it being almost 13
Last
minutes in
अपन
and
helicopter
still
पे दिखे थे
58 alive, there is very little room here as you're coming in later into see these kinds of circles.
VP versus
So,
Tribune की टीम
Virtus Pro sitting in an okay spot at the moment. Looking all right.
Well,
This is
bye,
almost dead
somebody
center,
ah!
basically, towards gold compound position. And Ascend just north of them in the swamps, which sometimes can get a bit tricky to get on out of. But if the circle comes your way and you're able to kind of survive towards top 5, then He'll be okay for the moment.
कोई फटेगा मजा
If the
आएगा.
circle goes south and they kind of can
Team
be the only
scored
team
red
to
zone
get
में.
out of the
अच्छा,
southern side, it's
कौवा.
fine. But if you have to go east or west, it's very difficult to get
भाई
out.
अपन है
forward here.
zone में अपन
We have
पहुंच
red
के.
zone coming in and the circle's closing.
Not
here, James.
bad.
Very congested, as you say. Basically, every
Not
single
bad, Lala.
cryo position or compound is taken by a split or a solo. We go
Oh,
east already,
shit.
away from the water. That should not have been until the next circle. But here, with a lot of fields in play, lots of Gatka fields inside here. Boss is looking
Shit.
really great with the 2-2 split. The question is, do they stay together here, or do they try to get together, or do they stay as a 2-2?
Chat.
They had that big game on, was it day 2? I think it was.
Day 3, yeah.
When
अपन
they
VP
were able to take exactly the
VT दे
same
रहे,
position
लेकिन-
here. And Boars, I found out in Chechen. is
साला
actually
बाजू में एक और
wolf.
team.
So I hate that because we know Boars as Boars, you know, like the pig. But
It's
yes.
basically
भाई
you
बेस्ट
northern
क्या होगा
guys, you
मालूम है
pronounce it
घूम
like
के वो
this
लोग
as well,
नावी
right?
के पास जाएंगे
Boss.
Or is it ball? Yeah.
लेकिन ये हम लोग को मालूम है वो लोग को
Both
नहीं
of us, in
मालूम
fact.
कोई बोल सकता
But
है
yes, we'll see. Mika is now back here. They did get him raised up and good to go, but the Mythop is coming in a little bit later up on this north side. They've actually got a compound.
टूटेगा
Technically,
क्या
Mika can
हवे
get some
में
loot up here if it's not been
बहुत दर्द
completely
होता है बहुत
ransacked
दर्द
by the
होता है
rest of the
मजाक से
teams.
कर
They get mini Gatka for free. That's crazy. Or old liquid, or you want to call it. That's kind of not. That's nutty. Good to see Micah back though to be a full 4-man strong. This is closing in on them a little bit.
आ गया
Hopefully he doesn't get knocked and flushed immediately here with no armor and vest. You don't get any of the 30, 40, or 55% reduction that those
भाई इसके
are
पास ए
offering
ब्लू
here.
एम
Beamy
भी
with
है
a full
गीली
3
सूट
gear.
भी है
This is
सब
my
कुछ है
goat,
बे
by the way. This,
I wonder why.
आप दिन में
Yeah.
सुंदर कैसे दिख
No
रहे
questions
हो
to be asked here.
दिन पे दिन
My question is
सुंदर
though,
कैसे
why is he
excuse
running around with a gas can? Is that some explosive
there is
ordeal be
thunderstorm
happening
warning
here?
for
Or
Mumbai what the
what's the plan
fuck
behind
नहीं
this?
Mumbai
He's looking for some stylish maneuvers,
thunder
like
order
just
है
throwing it
guys.
at people and then shooting it to explode it, you know? We've seen
great.
it before. We've seen it before.
yeah, I like
बिजली
that.
थोड़ी किसको बोल के आती है
We saw that happening. Now, S8UL coming in here on the southern side of the chopsticks, and they're in this east, but they actually have quite the space ahead of them now that Navi left to Gatka, and that opens up the door for them to either play on
लेकिन अपने
the
पास डोर
fields
छोटा
later
है
or
ना
take some of the compounds is
अपना
still
डोर
in.
छोटा है
But now, once we see this next circle here, especially with how congested it is already, we're going to start seeing a lot more people go down.
अभी
59
देखना
alive.
सामने
It's
एक
basically
डोर
only
पे
built
वो
to
है एक डोर
camps.
पे ये
A lot of teams have been called back. It's only Nemesis that's down to a one-man solo here.
It's a slow one to start things off, understandably so, though. For a circle like this,
एक
everyone's
second.
kind of got their spot,
बोल मत
and
तो
they are
zone से
sticking it
जाने वाला
out. I'm interested to see if Boz does continue the 2-2. You mentioned it before, and they've so far completely stuck to it. I think that once this next circle shift comes in, surely somebody's going to be like, okay, right, we got to get together. Because there's just going to be too many people alive to be able to hold down both of these locations at any given time, unless they are very, very confident about their defensive capabilities. I don't think you should be, though, in a lobby like this.
And also on radio, you get shot from everywhere. Like you lose your castle.
भाई कौन सा है बाप टीम मेरे को तो VP भी लग रहा है बाप टीम है
Getrox does get pains. VP's trying to get a hold of things here. It actually looks like we're going into the more western
Vitality
side
दे
of
रहे
things.
सबको
It's very, very open. And it's
Vitality
looking
का
like Boris
चौथा
has
वो है
2 prior positions. If they leave, someone's going to
They're
spot
driving.
it, and they're going to pre-take it here. It looks like Noslag actually spotted them and pre-drove that to take radio away from Boris. That's huge.
अपन
And there's a lot
बहुत
of teams
दूर
also
से
driving through
एवर
on
से
here
फटका
as
आ
well.
रहे हैं
This as well as the Mythop trying to
whoa.
go and crash into the position of Boz
Oh,
at
shit,
the
अपन
moment.
VP के पास जा
Boz
रहे
will
हैं
try and hold it down. Hello Simon
Chat,
start
लग
things
गए,
off
लग
against
गए,
T-Man.
chat, लग
Just
गए.
as though does retreating back with Hicks going for another maneuver against this. Nate's forward. Perfect stuff by Boz. I was asking whether or not they have the defensive chops, and yes, they do so far.
That is huge, and now there's plenty of boxes to loot out here, plenty of utility to be picked up, but also other teams could encroach on this area here. Now Mogo finds Levante for the flush here, sad for them. PGG comes in around this other side here, and that's the place to take out the pickaxes. To dig deeper to make sure your cars doesn't get hit too much here. It's a good spot around the water tower. A little bit different to what it was years ago when Erangel came in. There's a lot more cover. Very, very playable in this area in general. Subila also found himself a decent spot to play here now. The question is really, do we settle to see the teams coming out from the western side? Because there's a lot of space and a lot of teams got a foot inside now. Meanwhile, we also saw
एक स्पॉट हो गया भाई बीटी दे सकता है
move
ट्विस्टेड माइंड
into a
वाला
different position too. They went down into
Heavy
the
वाला
northern side
BT
of the
दे सकता है
swamp.
chat
So Twisted Minds actually
Bhai,
took the old spot of that. But Zulins find Vaso here from Starry Skies.
Bro,
Lou finds Nitro.
bro.
Now it's falling apart for Starry Skies.
Clean.
Yeah, a little bit more of an attack up on the north side here as Twisted Minds is going to be moving into
अपना नाम अभी तक आया नहीं है मतलब थोड़ा सा chillings हो रहा है प्रॉब्लम ये है कि वीपी वाले अभी भी मार रहे तो वीपी वाले मतलब मोस्टली वही जगह पे हैं
Perfectix does see them in the distance. Example hits some great shots as they're fleeing though. Oh dear me, Twisted Minds is here for blood. Whoa. Hello?
That's crazy. Code Marco going down. Lockerrock's actually also flushed here from T-Bone. And VP losing him.
तो मार रहा है आज
Nixie, another spot here. Beamy's really trying to figure out, can he play here? Can he defend this spot? And he cannot. Lots of damage done, both from Ascend and from S8UL. Oh my god, there's so much shots coming up towards them. Can they defend this position even?
This is unexpected, but they're trying to make it work. As S8UL looking from the distance. Nixie peppering a few shots that way to see if he can kind of suppressing fire. The angle.
गाड़ी
See if we can get a little bit going further on, but now they've lost wheels. It's going to be much harder for this US to really do much about it. Into the smoke we go, getting a bit healed and down.
भाई कैसा तो हम लोग थोड़ा करके आ रहे हैं जोन में
Big fight. Perfect example getting one Factory down. Fair is the ideal.
अब अगर जोन गया ना
Circle goes away from them. That's a confirmation too. Spur finds example. That's a big knock to take here on the rock, and yeah, Spur being half HP. Oh my god, that could be a great nade. It finds Vitulins. It's evening up just a little bit here for him. Perfectix pushes forward. Lou's going for some nades towards his former teammate and tries to take and save. Oh my god, Vitulins gone down too. He's going to go for the rest here, Lou. Who's going to end up on the top of the fight here with effectively a 2 versus 2 until they get the rest off an example.
Yeah, this is brutal because it's like an unstoppable object meets the immovable force, or however that goes, right? Because it's both of these teams know that when they throw their utility forwards, they're going to hit. They are going to hit. It's just a matter of who's actually going to be the casualties that go down first. And if you can actually spread that but Boostic once again hits another nade. Boostic is so accurate with his abilities here.
positivity
lethals in hand. Perfectix finds some shots and there's now a 2 versus 3 at the advantage. It goes to Navi.
Top 6 पे ना अपन top 6 पे.
Oh my god, a great nade from Hackator finds Perfectix, and now it's just example. Can he hold on? Can he save Twisted Minds versus Navi here?
Yeah, the is that whoever wins this out, I mean, they're on the north side of this field, and they're obviously going to try to be coming in a very, very dangerous position against these teams. Looking across, example starts things off against Boostic, but Spiro goes for the trade as well. Now, as Hackatori finishes it off, Navi's going to be coming for the rest of this and finishing off completely. Spiro with the double. Takes down Lou. That's Twisted Minds out with only 3 points in the game.
And also, Bushido Wildcat goes down 14th place here. Ascend finding some kills onto Crossberg. Defix finds T-Bone. That's Nemesis actually sneaking in behind Ascend here. He expected to be safe, I think, and now it's falling a little bit apart for Ascend, losing multiple players. Also knocks on their side, and they're just on the edge of this circle here. A backfill from Nemesis is just detrimental.
अपन कवर पे भी है, थोड़ा बहुत जोन पे भी है, लेकिन नीचे वाला बंदा बीटी दे सकता है.
I don't know. This is still kind of the Virtus Pro trying to hold them out. Nice nade though against Phil first to do that. S8UL trying for a few more nades forwards, a few more smokes forwards. They got caught on a very hard edge here to be able to play in, because not only do you have to then go down the hill, you have to go back up it right after with this kind of valley ahead of you. And Virtus Pro is very keen on shutting this down.
Beamy finds Keter. It's not what I like to see. Oh my god, PGG finds Navi, the majority of it. Rocks also finds one. They tried to get in here, they got held out. The fight was going on for too long. Everyone else was setting out for an easy hold from the northern side here. Scaff finds Stiffix. That's Nemesis out on the 11th place. And now the southern fight is just going to be between BP and S8UL.
Not bad at all. Whoever comes out from that south side might be in a okay position to start playing onto the very far south of this circle as well. A lot of the compounds have just been pushed out though. Of this next circle here, Martin, meaning that Everlong, Balls, Fist up alongside the compound as well on the north side of that road. Gonna have a bit of a harder time trying to kind of wiggle on through, especially once they get in nade range of PGG, because as long as they've got a little bit of utility left available to them here, PGG should be flying.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see what happens here with this fight, though. Everlong balls and
position
this.
point
All
कुछ
these
किया तो
teams
क्या
currently
शायद
outside, as you said.
vehicles भी
The
नहीं
winner
कुछ
could
भी
be
नहीं है
PGG
सारा
from this.
zone
They
तो
could be
किसका है
cleaning up the majority of these teams already. No Slack also on that western side, trying to figure out, do we engage on Ascend or do we try to make something happen on Hive, though?
Yeah.
And here we
Cheeky.
have Panzerfaust.
ऐसा भी लगता है क्या
Something happened here. Saint goes down.
नीचे
Slorjack
से
is looking
ऊपर
at
भी
that.
लगता है
They're
bazooka
stealing it. They're thieving.
क्या
Oh,
बात
it's on
कर
1
रहा है
HP.
Yeah, there's technically a lot of points for PGG on this board if they're able to kind of convert some of the steals, some of the knocks that they're able to maybe get on this. Moldoc knocking Rena in the distance from Everlong. I don't know if that's your priority right now, S8UL here, but at the same time,
Ever वाले
Ghost
को
Like
knock
getting
किया
absolutely annihilated here for a moment. Scab down.
वो Ever
Kess
के
trying
साथ
to
क्या
do
हो रहा है
something.
तीन टीम क्यों
Will
मार
it
रही है
be
उसको
the end of Ascend though, as he's going to be running on in? Chase him down. Okay, Ascend's gone. Ascend's gone. Satta doing even more work for him, and he was
दो
kind
point
of
मिला
the
क्या
MVP
आपको
for
चढ़ो
Snowslack
दो point
in
मिला
the playoffs, I must say. So I'm hoping for big things from Satta.
Yeah, they're looking good for that. Oh, look at that. Nix has got an angle. Good swap. Gets another one. Oh my god, Beamy and Nixie destroyed S8UL in 8th place here. 6 kills for them now. They were 3-man. They're able to hold them down and kind of push in between them. And now they have the southern sides on themselves. They're going to have a fight with Snowslack here. They just survived another fight with Corexi, the M249.
गाड़ी रहता तो अपन निकल जाते थे बे गाड़ी रहता तो निकल जाते 1 2 3 के 1 2 3 4 हो गया अपने साथ
the comrades from Finland action on each other. That's what I want to say.
For sure, we're going to see quite a few of these players on the PMC roster, that's for sure. Curex is guaranteed.
4 points आ गए 4 points आ गए
I don't know, I think we'll be seeing good old Satta there. Alongside.
रोज अच्छे लगा एकदम 0 point वाला सीन होएगा पता है
as Beamy and Nixie now going to be moving forwards, trying to put some pressure on. 500 damage already done for Nixie at the moment.
अबे 3 दिन का प्रॉपर 3 दिन का फाइनल है ना चाहे 3 दिन का प्रॉपर वाला फाइनल है
Vitality is gone on the other side of
3
this
दिन का
map.
काउंट आएगा
He's been kind of lingering for a little bit. Nade forward, spray straight through. IXE is
बोल रहा था
down at the front of that.
victim है
And oh, he has a nade cooked in his hand. He dropped it. Bit of a disaster. As he's trying to push through again. They're getting annihilated on this push.
कौन बोल रहा था
as well. Now it's just down to Satta. Can he get an underhand nade out to Corexi here? That's a great one. Cooked. Nice. 7 HP left. Now he pushes out. He goes with a stun in the hand instead of going for a push with the gun. So now VP can survive with 9 kills here. And Hive decided to not third-party this. They were inside the house. They didn't have a timing for it. They're going to go for the fight for PGG and Vis instead. That's survived so far in the Northern Fields.
Well,
मैप ही खाली कर दिया उसने उधर
definitely made the case of, he's hitting everything, isn't he? They made a huge case on the south side, and as I say, I think they're going to be totally fine on the south side of the circle, and everybody else in the north is going to have to fight one another. Unless Hive, of course, what is effectively a 2-2 split. Have the 2 at the north can be able to hold out the rest of what's moving. Another hit here from Beamy. This is kind of dirty. They've got so much room, unless Hive wraps around on them on the west, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
मेरा कॉल सुनेगा
Looks like at the minimap they're kind of disengaging a little bit from the fight, and that looks like they're going to be it. But their window of opportunity was when they're fighting with no slack. Not now. Beamy finds Stratus as well. Goes for the flush as well. 89 damage. Just going to bleed down. Nixie goes for the confirm here. Oh my god, the green machine is just doing so much work. He's a bolt action god. And now this going for a send towards the edge here, and now he's going to have to engage in 11 kills for them in the top 5 in the first game. Talk about confidence.
It's a smart move as well, because they knew that Hive was eventually going to be able to try to make this move on that west side. So they actually wanted to deny from that position, and Beamy just finds an instant opportunity on the spray on their BB. Sees PGG moving in the distance as well, goes for a crazy spray of distance. And is that a blue zone going forward? Trying to deny exactly what it's doing from this. Another hit with the arm. Beamy.
Meanwhile,
somebody get this guy a napkin. He is cleaning up. Oh my god.
भाई हेलो एमो कितना
है? PNC player selections are just about to hit here. So
total कितने मैचेस है? 5 मैचेस
as if he was not already guaranteed. He continues to dong in the lobby here. PGG in the distance here. Can they get in though? Teams, they have so much cover and all the other fights should be going on, but Beamy gets the focus still a little bit. Gets Habibi gets some damage onto rocks here on the other side here, and multiple fights coming on between it. And Hive going down to multiple. Nixie finds 2 on Hive.
No way. No way. If Virtus Pro is able to take all of these teams, be able to take down Nixie, though, that's a huge scalp to take. And trying to slow down what's Virtus Pro is going to be doing here.
Schengen finds some. He has full 3 gear. Last player for Hive here. Smoke's going forward. Both VP And the rest of the guys here have to engage. Habibi finds Salik here. It's mostly BBG that's on the receiving end now. Bibi finds a absolutely beautiful push onto Viz here, and 7 kills for him. A push forward, finds a high player as well. Damage done, swings around again, and he's just gonna do it. Oh my god, it's Virtus Pro for a 16-kill victory in the first game of PEC here for finals, day 1.
The PGS 3 champions put in the lobby on notice in a flash, or was it in an orm? I don't know, because that was so much damage being done by the boys in the south. What holds, what great plays. No Slack getting absolutely slaughtered by the M249, and that opened up everything for them on the south side. Joining us, Blank, to talk about that game, and it really was the Virtus Pro show here, Blank. This was crazy.
That's my goal. That's my goal right there.
Yours too. Wow.
Beamy was insane. I think that it really did become just a Beamy show at the end, where you can do it, but not
world best teams are fighting.
Hive technically has the wrap on that north side downwards. But Beamy is just so incredibly good. I mean, it did also feel like this sort of had dementia, where they kept forgetting that he existed up on that high ground. But yeah, he did some insane stuff. I mean, the amount of impact he had across the map was wild. He was even playing into PGG, was like 400, 500 meters away from him.
It also goes to show that Virtus Pro is like, okay, yeah, but we don't even really need 4 alive to make this work, because they had 3 for so long here, Martin, during this game, and they just didn't care.
Yeah, look who was going down to that chase, a little bit sad for that, but still, yeah, 3 men alive. More than plenty. But as you said here, I completely agree, Blank. The window of opportunity that Hive had was the fight with no Slack. That was the time that they had, and they didn't push on it. Hive had actually a lot of time where they could have backfilled and done lots of damage onto potentially also no Slack, and then continue to fight onto BP. They're a 4-man strong. They knew they were outnumbering them.
उधर भी अपने वाले गेम जिससे वो है
I understand that Hive wants to hold out the teams on the north. I get it, right? You've got that western side. You can try and flex out with your 2 as they do get 10 points from this game. With 26 going the way of the Bubble Bears. But yeah, it just felt like too little too late, Blank, for Hive to be able to do something on that west side. Maybe if they'd have been a bit more proactive instead of kind of the wishy-washy of what was going on up in the north.
Well, it kind of it reminds me very much of week 1 from the PEC Cups.
Game ever.
They would do this a lot, and they're particularly good at an Erangel, which is getting towards that end game. But taking control of the end game, that they're not always the best at. A lot of times it just became that they were the most dominant.
भाई बेस्ट टीम्स में है पेरो, ट्विस्टेड माइंड्स एंड डीएन सुपर्स। सुपर्स है क्या इसमें? सुपर्स नहीं है, ट्विस्टेड माइंड्स है, और कौन है भाई? पेरो। एक ही टीम है अपना, एक ही टीम से अपने को लड़ने का। फिर है जेंजी, नावी, फाल्कन्स। जेंजी इसमें नहीं है, नावी है, फाल्कन्स इसमें नहीं। 2 टीम से लड़ना है। ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है।
Just because of how accurate they were with that utility. But yeah, look at that. Beamy in the Grand Club. Very, very good.
Yeah, the 1K club here for good old Beamy.
S8UL
I think you're totally right, Blank. I think that watching Twisted Minds and Navi go for those kinds of trades, they are going to hit the nades, and everybody's going to be worse off because of it, unfortunately, for those 2 teams. So I think that, yes, the Cup teams live in large, aside from Virtus Pro, but it comes at the behest of Enja, of the fact that you get these teams running into one another in the north.
Yeah, it's always good for the rest of the lobby when the 2 big dogs in the lobby, they assure mutual destruction with their explosives. So yeah, obviously big for them here. But again, the way that everything kind of lined up, there's so much potential for a lot of the teams, both third-party timing, but the window of opportunity to strike was so short, because everyone was just ready to either go and flush for the knocks, or either kind of go for the backfills here. You saw even with Ascent, like they lose players to Nemesis, and then everyone else starts striking on them. BP holds them out. You see No Slack kind of coming in and wiping them out as well, even though he had a big try. I think he got a flush and a knock.
It was a test bunks by you
to the No Slack guys, but they recovered quite well.
Well, we're taking highlights from S8UL from this game as they want to one of our team focuses after getting first place in day one of the playoffs. But unfortunately for them, they fell at the hands of, again, the overall winner of the lobby, which kind of makes a lot of sense, right? When you have players play things in slow from the south side here, but you're coming in late anyway, all the way from the east after Medusi's got himself the glider and stuff like that. But if Nixie is looking down at you like that, then how are you supposed to be able to get in?
Yeah, I was going to say, their drop spot is way on the other side of the map of this circle. And even so, I do think that they took a good route in, right? It's just they've got absolutely no information coming into this circle. They've got no info on that high ground. They can't afford to take that high ground because it's probably contested territory at that point in time. So you rock up, you're hoping that you've moved in silence. Sadly, Nixie's on the ball this game. Yeah, I do think for S8UL, there's maybe a world there where they're able to find a small opening, but they ran into the team that was on fire. That's the be all end all of that conversation, basically.
Yeah. Well, the way in which the Virtus Pro dispatched of PGS3, being as far ahead as they were, is kind of crazy. And then see them come in game one of this final as well and look as strong as they did. That's also a bit terrifying for the rest of this lobby. But before we get to the next game, let's check in with some team comms here from our first game of the day.
Behind 1 active 5.
Knocked up.
He's on green.
Knock. Kills. Between you and Decisive.
Watch out behind you guys. Speaking to
I'm going
you.
back down, Habibi.
You have to go down.
I'm healing.
Guys, get second place. Five is gonna die and
Comms.
मेरा PT बनेगा.
You have Panzer Force if you want to do a highlight shot.
full for the PT.
In that there. Nice one, connective. Fuck him with Panzer.
Panzer.
No.
2 men under.
Do you have nades? I'll jump your mollies here.
Nice. Solo guy.
कौन सी पोजीशन पे आना है अपने को? Top 2.
Попробуй дорожку раскинуть. Да, дорожку именно, прям, чтобы тебя не въебали.
बेचेगा.
Попробуй.
अपने आप को बेचेगा.
I'll jump your mollies here.
मेरा
Nice. Solo guy orange, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Running close under beam.
तेरे भी नहीं समझा.
1 HP under beaming. 1 HP. Nice, boys.
A problem, Virtus Pro already raising the flag here for game number 1 of PEC Finals 1. And yeah, you do not want them running away the same way they did at PGS3 here, Martin, because they're very capable of doing it. You cannot give them this kind of lead.
निनारे सोने चला भाई क्या भाई इसके बाद NABA भाई
the two guys that were
स्ट्रीम कर लाइक करें मेरे को वाईटी पासवर्ड दो मैं
this foundation that
पढ़ के देखता एक बार
building uncontested currently is gonna be hard to tear down. I know obviously the Esports World Cup slots is up for grabs. There's a lot of the line for this tournament here, so being able to lock this in early is gonna be huge for them. But this is not the team you want to see run away with things and snowball affect everything.
No, definitely not. I mean, if you think about the PGC points as well, yes, we did distribute a few PGC points across those playoff days. However, in these finals is when it gets really big. Compared to day number 1 getting 16 points for first place. If you get first place in the finals, it's 250 points. So things start racking up very, very quickly as we take a look at Beanie going up against Schengen, and I'm so sorry, Schengen. Yes, you survived to the late game, but Beanie outshone you just a little bit, Blank.
Yeah, I love the production team, man.
Points कितना मिला था हम लोग को? जितने पे?
But yeah, I think it's a good comparison. They both survive equal time, but the activity is just not there.
और ये वाला जितने पे 200 है?
You're taking it away. It's time for good old Miramar, the Dusty Dooms, game number 2. Virtus Pro currently on top.
Indeed, we head into it south side up towards the north, very central on the playing path here. Most people can get where they need
लेकिन
to
इसका
be.
बाकी भी points रहेगा ना, बाकी position में भी points रहेगा.
If you want to get that looting under control,
बाकी भी तो रहेगा.
Towards that north side will be out slightly late. It's it was almost a little bit sad going into this game because I think we were having a good discussion.
Bye, how you do?
We're having a good time.
Yeah, we can let Calaris rest a little bit. His voice
language
is sniffling just a little bit. So now we can continue the talk. We can continue the ideas. Now that the guys are looting. Let's see though if we have some time to talk or if we're gonna have some contests to watch some teams might be hot dropping. I don't think it's likely. Everyone also getting uncontested. Picado is absolute insanity if you ask me. But yeah, maybe it's not worth it. If they're just gonna hot drop and sit in corners with shotguns and just wait it out for 15 minutes, nobody's gonna want to do anything with that, right? So that's the sad thing for it. But so far, it looks pretty calm and collected here for the majority of things.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in love. I'm actually in love. This is amazing. It's the first time I've actually seen people just be like, Picado's great and all. I don't want to do the do-si-do inside the apartments.
Bro.
I just don't want to deal with it. It's not worth it. It wastes a lot of time. And I've never ever seen it where game one, people just give up on it straight away. They didn't even test it, so I'm very pleased to see it. We do get a Southern Circle on this one, so most teams are getting out early on this plane aren't too unhappy with this. They get looted nice and early, can start moving. It does mean like the outskirts of Los Leones might get a little bit contested when we get to phase 2 if we do head over towards that north side. But overall, yeah, you like so.
एक्चुअल में ऐसे कहते जिधर ड्रॉप करते हैं ना सब लोग अपना अपना देखो बस किसी के बाजू में नहीं उतरने का.
But it is the big team. VP.
स्काउट करने का किसी के बाजू में नहीं उतरने का वैसा.
Yeah.
जो उस दिन अपन ने गेम खेला तो अलग था, वो सब्जी था.
A little bit of great games in the first one here. It continues, but it's difficult though. Los Leones home turf circles is not really anything to talk about.
अपना बंदा लोग क्यों है नावे वाले ने मारा था.
The great loot and the great connection to the majority of the map here, unless we go all the way north or northeast, obviously. But still, for them to start like this here is obviously huge. If they get another big banger game here, it's almost doomed. There's going to be one spot to fight for once we get to the finals, and we don't want to see that already. We want to see them dunk in the lobby, but we want to see them see some other teams compete too.
ये लोग क्या सीधा मारने के लिए निकले?
There he is. It's El Diablo. He does have a bit of a hellish throat right now.
मेरे जैसे body.
Like we said, we're letting him rest. We've put him in his coffin. We've closed the lid, and we'll get him out later. In about 23 minutes, let's say, Avenger. We'll put the timer on.
The vampiric joke is on reference and on point for the actuality of his playing style. I like that. A little bit of steps, a little bit of vampiric games, and then, him putting to sleep the Dracula himself in Kylaris. But yeah, obviously great here with how the game's shaped up here. But talk to me about what do you think the great conversation was? Let's talk a bit more about that as we point out what's happening on screen here, because the rotations are going to be happening. The majority of the teams on the northern side are going to have to get in.
And it's just quite nice, isn't it, right? Where you have the 3 games beforehand last week, and then you get to really talk about a lot of these teams' tendencies. And how they like to play. And it really does come back to Hive, because I think we even brought it up last week where we were saying that, yeah, they get towards that late game, but they never really fully take control.
Zone dikao! Zone dikao! Zone dikao!
All into. Versus some of these bigger squads like Na'Vi, Twisted Minds, Virtus Pro, is that if you give them mints, they're going to take a mile every time.
Right.
Which is a real problem. I think that for club teams, they need to start speeding things up a little bit.
Valo का कोच बनेगा PUBG बेच के मैं. मुझे PUBG से अच्छा सीखता है. बंगले सुपरजेट के लिए मेंबरशिप नहीं समझने का बहाना. लव यू भाई, लव यू ऐसा पहले बोलता ना. थैंक यू 449 मेरी जान कर रहे हैं. सब एक PUBG बेच के मैं अभी नहीं कर सकता हूँ सब. इसका आंसर बाद में देंगे. Thank you for the 449. Love you so much.
The craziest thing to me of Everlong getting both Picard and Pachinki is that they're technically the 16th team. They were third in our third day, and that's the 3 teams that got through, right? So them being able to get 2 of the most central locations on the 2 most played maps is absolutely wildness to me, but good thing for them. Let's see if they can capitalize on that. Here, S8UL coming in from the Impala side here. Somewhat high prior to some of their spots to come in. Adus is already on the front here. Rox is going to be able to grab a coop. I do love myself some coops. It's great. Get my skins on there. What's your favorite coop skin?
Coop सबसे वो है fastest गाड़ी है ना?
I do like a Porsche.
ये मत बोलना सारी गाड़ी का speed same है करके.
I believe.
Aston's great too, yeah.
Los Leones वाला zone है, ठीक है, लेकिन मेरे को लग रहा है zone बनेगा और नीचे और नीचे लेकिन थोड़ा लेफ्ट में मेरे को लग रहा है स्लिक का बनेगा जोन.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
That does look great. I've seen some.
Chat गूगल के हिसाब से हम लोग बेस्ट टीम के बाजू से जा रहे हैं.
No way. You're crazy.
वर्ल्ड के बेस्ट टीम के बाजू से जा रहे हैं अपन.
Play a lot in rank, obviously committing a lot of time and effort, so they gotta have that.
That's true. I'd have to beg Crafton, essentially. That's the only way I'm getting this skin.
Please.
Please.
Do you have some sort of code for Blank? he needs an Eve skin,
लंबी सांस channel.
No, I don't think that's happening.
कुछ काम नहीं किया लाला.
You gotta turn on the stream and get going in there, and then see if you can apply for partner at one point.
That's not happening either, I don't think. I'd just beg for an Eve skin. That's about as far as I go.
That's fair enough. All right, Resort down here with no slack in the Finnish squad.
Which one is the best?
Good to see Sata. James pointed out that they're able to play extremely well here, and yeah, Sata did do extremely well. Scab too, obviously, were able to do extremely well for their games and how they were able to play in day one. Sata had, I think, the most kills in 13 kills in 5 games, so it's good to see. I hope he can be able to continue that a little bit. Which is crazy because the rest of his team was nowhere near him. He got 13, then the rest of the guys got 4, 2, and 3. So no slack were hard carried by Sata. So really going to be cool to see. And that, I mean, something like this, the PNC selection for the different countries now that Finland is in, is going to end after PC's over as a whole. So we're going to have another playoff week. We're not going to have the last finals. So, but that performance is definitely going to not go unnoticed for no slack the guys.
Golden Mirror तो उधर spawn होता था ना उधर hot drop पे.
And we got team comms as well from a
set. Glider here, Chris. Perfect. Okay, that makes our life a lot easier.
UK representation here for you.
I'll loot this compound.
I have a model with 3 shots in it. If someone wants it.
Oh, he's ready.
I've spaced in my trunk.
These guys are coming in very late, by the way. They are northeast side.
That's why we have so much time for team comms. We can listen to them drive for 2 minutes because they're not going to go to any fights for the next 2 minutes. But yeah, this is very Ascent. It used to be Rexco and the guys that obviously were on point for this, so it's cool to see. These guys here, they have some ideas and plans, and they obviously know where Everlong's landing for Picado, but they don't know that Everlong's already on the southwest side of Los Leones. They know where the team is from, so that's obviously something that's crucial here for
scouting
when you rotate.
ज़्यादा fuel वाला गाड़ी
It's good to see this new lineup for Ascent. Always been a fan of the Ascent club as a whole, but it's
VP ने already एक kill ले लिया भाई किसका तो.
First shot here, they're able to make
already ले लिया ever का.
From day 1. Or from day 2,
वो लोग नहीं मान रहे इतना बड़ा मैप में भी वो लोग को पहला किल मिला है.
Yeah, it looked like there was a chance for them in day 1, I think.
It was close.
Chat, कुछ तो heavy mood में है वो
लोग. A little bit better. I don't think they let care off the leash quick enough. I think that's the point where you've just got to send it. With your 2 targets in front of you, it's like. It's still a low chance you take both down before someone switchbacks on you.
Boards में आने वाले के इधर.
Take that chance at the end of the day.
लेकिन हम लोग एक साथ नहीं है ना सब हम लोग दूर है chat.
But you're right. I mean, they still got in a pretty dominant fashion on day 2, so it was absolutely all okay.
नहीं वो लोग नीचे के रोड से जा रहे हैं. नीचे के रोड से जा रहे हैं
more from this team. Coming into the finals, I actually really like their gameplay. And whenever we do hear their comms, I think they're one of the more pleasant teams to listen to in terms of just camaraderie,
the UK guy.
right? It might be the UK representation. I'm not sure, but it does feel like they all enjoy playing with one another. And that's always nice to hear, which keeps the comms clear as well. Which is something I did want to double back on with VP.
Champions है Lost Global Event Finals के
comms at the end of that game and listening to VP, they are so clear on what their approach is going to be.
एक गिर जा लाला.
Yeah. They know exactly what to point out, what to talk about, and when to talk about it. And that's, I think, one of the most hidden skills you actually have in PUBG is the comms. Accurate comms is something that you really can benefit from here. And X-Circle popped. It's kind of on the southern side of Las Lones. A lot of teams already moving into position here. VP trying to get some of the more southern side here from especially the intersection and the compounds close to the big warehouse. They might have a fight with Star Sky just shortly, so we might be able to tune into that. Perfect6 also taking some shots here towards
latest rotation.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's always great to hear this. Oh, Nitro finds Nixie.
Nice!
That's one of the big fraggers from the last game gone down here. Nitro swings around.
Mar, Estes, Mar!
Kind of hot.
Mar!
Hits the car just a little bit. Nixie might go down completely here. Correctly disengages completely 5-on-5 here. Smart if they don't feel like they have the upper hand in this fight here, have some sort of an advantage to kind of disengage themselves from this. But
The guys on Verse Pro, oh, that is unfortunate. That's from Hive as well. I think that they dropped in off the back of an E pickup as well. So that is a very fast bit of revenge there from last game. But you're right. I think for VP, that was the correct decision. Just disengage. You got a central spot. It's slightly getting further towards the end of the game. It's just crazy. You get backfilled from the sky. The shoots did come in thick and fast. So now Hive will be holding on as BB attempts to keep them at bay. What a shot!
Bro, kya mara uska headshot? Hello?
There's no way they know Hive. Yeah, they saw the knock was on Hive as well from the third party. So now it's just gonna push through, see if they can commit to this. Correction goes down as well. Beamy's alone. It's gonna try to get some info here. Nate does a lot of damage, down to 30 HP. Immediately goes for the first aid, waits to see him. Finds one, Rocks is down, Beamy goes down too. Oh my god, Dante down to 19 HP. He almost 1v3'd them. Giving him a little bit too many of the 1v1 fights here. The good push for the refrag came in for Dante. They're gonna go for a quick res on Mogul. Vitality heard that, they saw that, the knocks and the flushes coming in through, so they know that they're gonna be able to capitalize on this.
इसके पीछे एक बहुत बड़ा
it's bad bazooka.
bazooka दिख रहा है.
Got the Panzerfaust ready to go. Oh, creep his way into the building. But yeah, this is a very, very good pickup from Team Vitality. Very quick on the trigger there. Took what they saw from the kill feed,
my bad.
Moved down here, got the player from Virtus Pro on the backside there, and then just slowly pushed forward. The position that ideally Hive would have loved to have grabbed for themselves after they'd taken and cleared out the rest of VP. Now Team Vitality's instantly in there, so very, very quick.
On the
balls of their feet this game, which is great to see. But this did move a little bit further south down Los Leones. Which I'm okay with. I do find Lost Leones circles sometimes a little bit messy.
Oh, that was quick. That was real quick to get that 1%.
My god.
Much good from the guys. Just down to a 3-man here. More shots coming from Boss. It's actually a Marshall. Finds Phil first. Damage done onto Molotov as well. Down to 25 HP.
लेकिन अपन safe है, अपन zone में,
safe here. Now with how everything's kind of evolving, and with the zone popping in just a second here, the teams on this southeast side here, they're gonna have a lot of teams to go through, especially if it goes away from them. Or if it goes anywhere on the northern side here next.
ठीक है, हम लोग को पूरा info है, ठीक है, कोई सीन नहीं.
कोई सीन नहीं. How everything's kind of evolving close to Los Leones, a lot of the southern teams gonna have to make moves.
This has worked out fantastically well for Team Vitality, right? But Bushido Wildcats are making a break for it over towards the eastern side. You can already see that they've got 2 players across. Team Vitality is having none of it, though. They're instantly taking pot shots towards them. Puffing their chest out just a little bit. Navi's happy to sit on the sidelines. Because, right, for a lot of those players on that southeast side, this is a tough approach, you know, uphill, through fields. It's awkward. I think there's a lot of angles that you might not be quite aware of either.
zone ke bahar se ghum ke
this 2-2 split right
U-turn maar ke.
But neither is super.
ऊपर से जा सकते हैं क्योंकि हम लोग थोड़ा सा हल्का सा हाइड एंड सीक खेल रहे हैं जोन के साथ.
They're ideally now just waiting for the next phase, really. I don't know how likely it is they'll give up this split. I think unless they're forced out from where Melman and Diffex is, they'll likely just keep this until next phase.
A lot of unplayables in play still here. I could see this zone kind of ending up towards where Twisted Minds is, unless we see a deep.
लेकिन एक अच्छा है VP पहले मर गया.
Deep shift here, but
कि 2 गेम अगर उसका बैक टू बैक अच्छे से देना
heavy how that evolves. Though Starks guy
momentum advantage सब होता है मालूम है.
Kind of a last minute team
feel करते हो बे कि
come in and
ये event
do
अपना
quite well here. It's cool to see with IMA obviously PNC from last year, Swedish roster. That's doing good. The Belgium star himself, Silas. I saw he's struggling with trying to find players.
भाई ये लोग का जो स्प्लिट है लेकिन एक चीज नोटिस किया ये लोग का जो स्प्लिट है हर एक टीम का ऐसा देख के ऐसा डरने लगता है कि एक बंदा नॉक तो मतलब सीधा खत्म है बे. दूर दूर तक रेस नहीं आने वाला है.
It's an old man's game now. That's what PUBG is. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Kalaris is playing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah.
Mark Powers is playing it. He's old as well.
BW का भी देखो, दो इधर दो उधर. नावी का देखो, दो इधर दो उधर.
Yeah, I think things do.
Bro, S8UL ने मेरा वाला जोन लिया चैट, ऐसा घूम के ऐसा ऊपर से लोस नहीं हो.
Most teams just waiting things out. Navi is peeking over. They're taking a sniff at what's coming next.
Look at S8UL here playing. I have to point out, as Everlong takes shots at them, some damage done to them, not connecting here from Versary, but they have an itch as well from that northwestern side, and I actually think it kind of could go well for them. Bestlock finds lots of damage onto Versary here. Saints in the distance, Nate goes out. That's a great find here from Bestlock. Turns around, gets it. Information's going to come through for S8UL here. But they're on this northwestern side, and it might come their way. We'll see. Next circle's going to pop. It does go west here. Look at that. Twisted Minds. They had an idea all along that it's going to go on this northwestern side here. They're locking down two of the greater compounds. And now the majority of the southern side and resort teams is going to have to make moves.
I mean, Bushido Wildcats instantly double back, and for obvious reasons. Much better position to be in. Na'Vi, though, is going to make a bit of a send here for themselves across the road. S8UL start getting a move on. They have just found a
problem
towards the circle. They don't really want to give it up too soon.
फिर से अपना जोन खिसकने वाले. अभी तो कंफर्म खिसकने वाले. कंफर्म.
Who they thought
और सारे टीम्स ऑलरेडी पोजीशन में. तो ये जोन के बाद
S8UL, they thought they were going to make that cross and no one be there. There's a bit of a sneaky maneuver from them. Sadly, they do run to Everlong, which slows them down on this cross in towards the circle. You're right, Twisted Minds, this is a fantastic spot to play. A lot of teams went around here. There's quite a lot of open ground in that area anyway. So they could hold this 2-2 split for a little while, which is a huge amount of space to be taking control of.
I really don't like the 2-2 split from Bushido Wildcats for multiple reasons. It's very, very easy to crash, and if you don't lock it down easily, then it's going to be hard. As I say, that Ares and Justice could go down here. Lots of damage done to Ascend, and they go down. No slack, and it's mainly Satan stay against the top end of things here for no slack.
I mean, you're right. TMO did try and rock up, but not only that, there was a great Panzerfaust as well. We didn't quite see it on screen, but I think that was the big thing that kept them in the picture. But I do think you're totally right. That 2-2 split was a little bit dangerous. It's some good skills to get that Panzerfaust off, which opens up a lot of space and a lot of time to work with there on out. But that could have easily also gone just as wrong.
That BW wala vibe aa raha hai kya?
Could have indeed. As we see Nemesis fighting with Boars here. But hello, my bad. With another Panzerfaust, Mogor goes down. Oh, Mogor finds a shotgun, but Quizzy finds a shotgun too, and Hive here. Vitality getting a few kills to come their way. Him and goes down, and that's TMO.
भाई किसका अगर उसमें ऐसा काम रहेगा सिर्फ किल फीड पढ़ने का
not enough for them.
वो ऐसा खेलते खेलते बाजू में नोटबुक रख सकता है क्या वो हर एक का नाम लिख के ऐसे खेलते खेलते इसका एक इसका दो गया ले इसका तीन गया ऐसा कर सकता है क्या वो या फिर ऑल टैप करके सुमड़ी में
the greatest of games last match. They were able to get some stuff done with Diffex living quite a while in, but I think still he only was getting 1 point off the back of that. I think Team Nemesis is not used to as many teams holding as many angles. Usually they have a lot of space to play with in the early game, especially when they're coming in from so far outside the circle. But more and more teams are happy to hold you out now, if it means more points, and teams are confident to do that, just like Virtus Pro. So for Team Nemesis, this is going to be a little bit test now. Game 2, at least for me, on the eye test.
मैच लॉग में किल फीड रिकॉर्ड होता है अगर इनमें चेक कर सकते हैं ओ हाँ क्या what the fuck
I didn't know that you had that ability to just
लॉग्स में देख सकते हैं भाई ये तो क्रेजी है मेरे को पता था तुम लोग को पता था ये चीज अपना एक बंदा हो गया है नॉक
turn the eyeball around. Oh, Diffex finds multiple on balls here. That's huge for Nemesis. They take control of this southeast side here. That's actually a huge blank. Starish guys holding on to that compound in the middle here. Twisted
zone
Minds
में fight
trying to
करना
lock out that northern
impossible है.
side, but then they're gonna sweep and take control of that west. Sosa finds Sloy Jacket. Quizzy steals the kill. Vicente tries to do a pull up here, but takes damage, swaps in. Sees he can do some damage onto it. Oh my god, Melman finds him, and the help comes in from Divix too. Nemesis find multiple, and they get this game 2 started quite easily.
That is a wonderful wrap from them. Unfortunately, now they have to deal with Team Vitality, who has swung round on the sidelines. As Zon goes down, Divix though, great shots for the MK12 into the flush. Gedrox goes very, very low here. Team Nemesis actually holding out. This has been a difficult hole for them as well. Not easy, but they are holding on here, Avenger.
Yeah.
हम लोग का एक और गया.
Obviously lost one player. Levante is a big player to lose.
एक बंदा बचा है अभी.
Minds takes a fight onto S8UL. Filthless going down here. Nemesis really trying to hold on this aggressively. They want to be the only team from this spot here. Stay it finds Gedrox. Divix finds Loma Battery. And they're going to be saving Melman, and I think they're going to end on double digits quite easily with 30 teams, or 30 players alive with 10 teams left here. That is massive for them. That's the Nemesis we know and love that we saw in the Cups. Had so many points that they didn't need to play the last week of it. So there's confirmation coming in here. That's the 10. Oh my god, Divix with the Groza. Almost 1k damage already here. Gets the confirmation potentially here.
तीन गेम में से मजाक सेट कर एक गेम अपन जीते ना तो ओपी हो जाएगा मेरे हिसाब से डे 1 के लिए. क्या बोलते हो?
Over towards Boostic, and then he struggles on the flush, but he did drop to the ground, get behind a little bit of cover.
Nah, we just need one good game.
Bullets in the barrel. Not a lot of bullets for the MK12. They're going to have to loot here. State has some, so he can put some suppressive fire out here. Sosa has to disengage this fight here. Next turtle is going to pop as well. Batso finds Melman here. Sky comes out aggressively to make a push onto Nemesis here. Not too much damage done. Double nade into the smoke. I love the fake nade here. Fake smoke from Divix, but look at that. More nades comes through here. I like the utility usage from Starry Sky. And now Nitro has gone down to stay it. Is it worth to commit to this fight? This circle actually came to Starry Sky. They could get the points and get the southern side locked down, but yeah, they're going to have to fight Nemesis and Navi potentially later on.
Yeah, I think slightly worried about
because
it's quite a large area. You could try and get on the backside of this one. He might be able to slip in. So Starry Sky so here on the roadside, takes a quick peek, we'll move on back. But for Team Nemesis, it has been non-stop action. You're right in the terms that a lot of the utility quite low, ammo count quite low. There's a fair few death crates around the area though, so they should be able to resupply. It's just getting a little bit tight on time with the circle starting to move in and having to cross the road. So what do they do next? Because it has been constant onslaught. Either way, they do hold out in a very difficult area. And you know, the eye test, the samples come back good. It's come back looking good.
वही जीत सकता है ना STC
like that. The centrifuge in the eyeball going out, proving that this is worthwhile. With Vitality getting 5 and some potential placement points. He's get spotted here by Celtic. Spiro finds it as well. That's another point to go their way. And we're into the top 8 here now. All the teams get 1 placement point for that contribution towards the late game here. 27 players and 8 teams. Twisted Minds now trying to take this northwest control I was talking about, to sweep along this high ground ledge. But they're going to have to take on this. The question is, how long is this fight going to take? Can they survive for long enough?
जब तक अपन early rotations में नहीं मर रहे ना तब तक आइजल OP है.
Where they can throw the utility is only a few places they can really play.
No
way! Gets on the rocket boosters and gets shot straight out the back of it. Oh my days! What was that?
By Twisted Minds ने.
Oh my god, shots coming in. Scav finds one. Perfectic's gone down here. Kovalevi on the high ground. Nade come out. Oh, that hit perfectly to go up. It's unfortunate for that nade to come through now. More shots and more damage is coming in here. Sata finds some nade damage. Utility being committed here on the western side. With the Noslag trying to finish this fight out quickly. I actually has an angle. Scav trying to go a little bit for the disengage. They obviously want to kind of hurt them a little bit away to make sure they don't sweep and continue on this edge here. Noslag has space to go back into this next zone. And next zone probably is in 20. So tries to take some mortar fire towards Navi meanwhile though here. Let's see what happens with this one, Blank.
a fair bit of damage. He's tickled by the blue as well. We'll have to walk away. That was a
Lage,
little bit too
Navi
far.
ke lage.
More left.
Oh, that's an eight.
Could
Padi,
be
padi,
good.
padi,
Oh, that's
padi,
an eight.
padi,
It's
padi,
on his
padi.
face. It's a double from Stade. Now looks to
Everybody,
finish it off. The dude's
pata,
gonna cross this
pata,
road.
lala.
These nades are a little bit too long, a little
हाँ,
bit
उसको
too
damage
short.
थोड़ा भी
Molotov's now
low
been
round
sent
करके
in.
क्या?
They're sending
भाई,
everything that's in
क्या
the
है
back
बे?
pocket. Santa's
Red
coming.
zone
All he's
बना
got
दिया
is
बे
utility.
नेमेसिस ने नावी को.
Team Nemesis got to figure out how they want to make this push. Vazo on the
हो
other
गया, यहाँ
side.
पे
Starry
damage
Sky
नहीं
know
दिया,
they're
छोड़
here.
सकते हैं इसको
Giving a little
इधर
bit of time here to Ferris, dropping the stun grenades, keeping him at bay. Might double back here, but this is blue zone.
Oh, finish
We'll
नहीं
start
मिला
to
है बे.
move in shortly. We'll look if they can get a full reset on this one. You do wonder if Team Nemesis even have much utility left, or
Oh, shit.
that was everything.
नावी अभी भी है.
I mean, that would have been worth to commit all your utility for 3 kills and a placement points. That's 4
TPP
total
है, क्या
points.
बात कर
But
रहे हो? TPP
keeping the
है?
smokes is obviously the crucial one here because they
ये
need
दोनों
to
fight
smoke
लेते
the
हुए
lines
switch
and
करते रहेंगे
the
बे,
openings
FPP.
on the warehouse where Starry Sky is. And now the reset fully happened here for Navi. Navi's going to sweep on the northern side ridge for Starry Sky, and they are going to be pounded on from multiple angles, both from Navi and from Nemesis eventually
मेरे
here
को नहीं
because they
लगता
have
वो
to
लोग
cross the
TPP
road.
pro लोग TPP
The
fight
circle's not in on
नहीं
this
लेते.
southern side.
FPP
Celtic
करके
also
fight
finding
लेते हैं वो
some
लोग, जितना
example
मैंने
finding
देखा है.
Crossberg here.
कि
Look
मैं
at the
जब भी
sweep
मेरे
on this
prime
spot
time में
here.
था
They
ना,
got this ridge line I was talking
वो
about
फाइट
earlier.
लेता था. क्लोज करेगा ना फट से
Looks
FPP
like
करके
some
फाइट लेता
shots,
था.
but
मेरे prime
This is a
time की
really
बात कर
nice
रहा हूँ.
spot. You need to drop a smoke here. You can start pushing in over towards Bushido Wildcats. Already finding an initial knock is massive. The nades start to come
भाई
in.
एक अच्छा है कि सब लोग किल पॉइंट में अभी क्लोज है. अपने को एक अच्छा गेम चाहिए.
Any knocks going through, but still a lovely nade to be sent across. You're gonna try and line up another. The first
Oh
hits
my
are still
God.
coming through.
Bro, close.
The Factics almost
Chat,
down
सट्टा लग
here.
रहा है, chat.
Immediately you need to start grabbing him, picking
Chat.
him up.
That's some absolute
Slick लग रहा है मेरे
insane
को
utility
चिकन.
here from Bushido
भाई
Wildcats.
मैं गोट में जोन
They're
देख के बता
pinned.
सकता हूँ क्या बे चैट कौन जीतेगा.
We've got the tennis court nets in front of us as well, and right now it's 1-0.
1-2 चल रहा है मेरा prediction.
Really sending some bangers their way. Team Nemesis Diffex. It's good usage of the emergency cover flares, giving some capability to get across the road. But what a shot from
कहाँ से
Nitro!
दिखाई दिया बे उसको?
Very quick, almost
What the
like a side
fuck?
swipe. So sad, needs to get something done here. We'll find the revenge pick off over towards Nitro. Sade has to stay alive.
Chatta is here,
Brian,
baby!
I think Diffex might be just going down here unless he can crawl himself in.
It's been found as well. Satta with them 249. Down to just so set. They have 12 kills though into the top 6. That's huge.
भाई
Kovalevi gets the
सोचो
confirmation on
नावी
stage.
अभी
Nitro
भी
gets the
3
confirmation
मैन
onto Diffex.
वहाँ पे
with the bleed
दो
out.
नेड को
Good
कैच
Marco gets
करके
Platoon.
मौली
Spyro
को
finds Silas here.
कैच
Now it's the
करके
Starry
नावी
Skies.
अभी भी
They're gonna
जिंदा
have
है
to try to defend this
बे.
warehouse here, getting pounded from multiple angles. And so set, look at that. That's great play here from No Slack. Controlling the entirety of this southern side here, staying 4 guys alive here. And look at that. Satsa 3, Scav 2. And they're on 5 kills and top 5.
इधर MS मैं
Yeah, I
कुछ
mean,
नहीं कर सकता.
everyone's been done in by that position
लेकिन
multiple times in the past.
considering
They give it 2 blue zone
सब
grenades just to
कुछ
be
नावी
sure.
बाप कह रहा है लेकिन
A
है
little bit of a resupply there for
सट्टे का
Kovalevi.
गेम है सट्टे का गेम है
First
चल.
aid kits ready to go
सट्टा
for these
जीतेगा ये.
final engagements, but we do have quite a lot of stacked teams.
उसका नाम
in this
सट्टा है,
one.
just saying.
Most are on 3 players. No Slack, the only team with 4 as the circle does come down towards this south side. Keeps this warehouse in, but very, very fun area to be finishing up our game. Shots from Hakatori. Navi at the most risk right now. And I mean, what can they do? It's such a difficult push for them.
Difficult for Twisted Minds to get across, but they make it happen here. Example and Luke have to
should
get a
be.
smoke out. Had to get a little shield out. That's actually huge. Doesn't have a helmet. 34 HP. Sata finds Fairest. Scaff finds Perfectix. He was left to make some points onto Bushido Wildcats, but it didn't happen here.
भाई impossible
Marco
वो
finds
लोग जोन में
confirmation
कैसे
onto
है?
Perfectix. That's a good steal away from the knock here. Medvedev finds Hakatori. Kovalevi finds Celtic here, and there's so much fights happening, and it's mostly Navi. It's on the receiving end here. Oh, no Example finds Medvedev. That's huge.
That's a crazy shot from Example. I'll show you what
IXC.
happens, but yeah, IXC. Lovely nade.
भाई
Will
मेरे को
take
सिर्फ
down
स्लिक
Twisted Minds.
दिख रहा है
Drops us
बे.
into No Slack versus Starry Skies here.
Huge game for them.
सोचो चैट STS का जोन
24
था
points
लेकिन
already.
नो
If
स्लैग
no
ज्यादा
slack
मार
wins
दिया.
blank, they could take over first place and open qualifier team, a cup team to come in with this sort of domination here.
भी heavy point अभी
I haven't heard of.
सट्टा फर्स्ट हो जाएगा.
It's very, very seasoned players, very experienced players here, but
ना?
again, can they lock this
ये
out? And
MK14
the
है पता
vast
है मेरे को.
majority of
Damar.
the circle advantage goes
ठप
to
ठप मारता है. मिनी
no
का
slack,
थोड़ा
obviously.
अपग्रेडेड वर्जन.
Survivability is crucial. And
एक
being
सेकंड
4
तेरे को क्या
alive
लगता है
versus
मेरे को
3
पता नहीं है क्या ये?
is massive.
ऐसे देख रहा हूँ
Starry
मैं.
Sky have used
तेरी
so
तो-
much of their utility. Batso here is only 2 stun grenades.
This will be a big result from Starry Skies if they can win this out, but it's really a question versus No Slack, who have been on a bit of a meteoric rise as we go through the Cups and now into the PEC.
कोई भी चांस है क्या STS का
Very
जीतने
impressed
का?
so far.
नहीं
Good
बाप.
shots from the sidelines from Scav, and Starry Skies barely peeks out before they start getting taken shots at. Silas, close range weapon, but your P90
भाई ये
down
बाप
already,
लगता
and
है.
that is a big
ये
loss for the
best
squad.
shot लगा
One
मेरे को
player
game
left
का.
remaining,
10 kills
like
पे
you
जो
say,
दिखता है ना.
Sata with the M249 making
भाई उसका
big
M249
noise
कुछ
in
तो
the lobby,
clean है बे.
and No Slack will take over
हाँ?
VP in game 2.
उसका
Unbelievable
M249
scenes here. An open qualifier,
Green
a
spray
cup
bhi
team
uska.
from Finland. No Slack coming in here to take a win. The second game of our PEC finals, they won here. 22 points to come their way.
out of
Obviously,
2
VP going out
prediction.
early here,
Just
but still,
saying,
that
just
is massive for them.
saying,
The
just
consistency from
saying.
this team is unreal.
तीसरा जोन देखने की तरह भाई प्रेडिक्ट कर सकता है.
Yes,
Yes,
No Slack has
sir.
just been going from strength to strength so far, Kalaris. And it's been great to watch, honestly, from beginning to now.
चलेगा भाई हाईलाइट में अपना एक
Is
खिलता वो दिखाया.
Finnish PUBG truly back? That's
Yay!
my question. I think that if No Slack
Yay!
keeps doing what they're doing, I think a certain Finnish ENTS organization might come knocking on the door, and we might get them back in PUBG sometime soon. Because wow, what a performance from them! Not only in the playoffs, but also here in this final game. Number 2 goes their way. Martin, they're
Language
in
प्रकाश.
Finland. Oh my god.
They're back. The ghost of Jimty and Zamty.
क्या full
In
फिनलैंड
the
की टीम है
distance
क्या?
saying, yeah, let's do it again. But
Catch.
it's obviously huge here. Obviously, Scav with some experience there. They could.
Oh,
that
मैंने
that
अभी
car, by
देखा
the way,
वो
to be exploded in
गाड़ी-
the direction that it was.
गाड़ी
it was
blast
amazing.
होके fast गई
Almost
है
lost it
वो.
while casting here.
Bro, what
We
the
lost Kalaris?
fuck?
Where's Kalaris gone?
Yeah, I think so. You're supposed
अभी
to say that.
देखा.
It's exciting.
I have a
Maybe
certain yappy dog in the background going crazy.
Oh,
so that's why
yeah,
I
don't worry about it. Yeah,
She
you're
saw
fine.
the flying car. and she was like,
Thatchel
"That's a
मारा
fine."
वो.
Yeah, precisely.
Language.
Continue,
Yeah.
Blank.
बाप रे.
Okay. I mean,
ज़्यादा realistic
we
है ये
were
तो
playing
बे.
Rocket League. We are playing PUBG just to assure everyone of what's going on here.
Okay.
क्या गया
But
बे
it
वो
certainly
गाड़ी
looked like
swing
it in
करके?
that moment, but no slack. What a team. I do think that so far Sata
Niche
has
VP.
been very much stepping up to the plate. I believe that IXE also has a lot of strength in him and was able to showcase a little
Well-
bit during this game. I think when we get no
बताओ.
slack firing on all cylinders,
1-1
every
score चल
single
रहा है.
player
पहला
playing
गेम
at max
VP ने अपने
potential,
को मारा,
this is a
दूसरा
very
गेम
fearsome
VP नीचे.
squad.
1-1
And I think
स्कोर
that
चल
is
रहा है,
the
अभी
difference
बोल रहा
maker
हूँ.
between them
1-1 चल रहा है, याद
perhaps
रखना
like a
चाहिए.
team
1-1
at the
head to
top
head.
end where every single player
Head to head,
is
1-1.
firing on all cylinders all the time. No Slack seems to have these days where it's one player in particular
Timon भाई
who's
लेकिन नाम मान
having
रहे.
a massive day. But this is the game that you want to have,
Oh, yeah.
where everyone gets that confidence on board.
At the
That's
same
a really
time, right,
considerate-
Nemesis getting themselves 14 points as well.
Ek
Bushido
game चाहिए
Wildcats
अच्छा.
13 points. I think for Nemesis, they had to play much heavier in edge style, getting their points on the board here. Bushido, Martin, when you look at how they were playing things out, they had that compound in the north for a long time. I thought maybe they were going to get even more from it, but they did get extremely slowed down by Twisted
check
Mind
करने से
on
उठ
their
जाएगा क्या वो
engagements. As Blank made his lovely tennis reference. One love, apparently. He's never seen this scoring system from tennis in his life.
What do you
and
mean?
It's 15 love, isn't that the first
Language,
score?
Frosty, language.
It's
Anyway.
one for him and none for you.
It's 15, 30, 40,
Tata
blank,
bhai ko
but yeah,
bolo,
that's fine. I'll say this,
next
they
match,
dispersed
hum
TMO quite
upar,
quickly,
matlab?
obviously with the pants on hand here. I didn't expect them to be able to get in
पहले वो
and get
खतरनाक
that
M24
compound
चलाया
and
था.
the warehouse locked
खतरनाक
down.
चलाया
But
उसने,
they
फिर
were
भी
able to
बोलो.
for quite a while. They
खतरनाक.
Defex with a 1K
Holy
club.
moly.
रात को एने होएगा, रात को एने होएगा, टेंशन मत लो भाई, मैं अभी 2 दिन मैराथन के एकदम माइंडसेट से
return here for Nemesis after their last game.
2 दिन
Yeah,
एकदम मैराथन
it's very rare that actually we get a player that like is able to drop as many kills as Satar is, especially in the playoffs and now as well. And I don't even know what the guy looks like. That's very rare. That's extremely rare.
That's his face right there.
Oh yeah, look at him in the shadows.
He's just in the shadow.
The Shadow Man. No, I don't think that's true. But the rest of Nemesis putting in so much work on their side and the way they were kind of playing things out. So well played here by those boys as well. And again, coming from the Cups, looking at how strong their performances were there as well. I'm so excited, Blank, to see the fact that these Cup teams are really rising to the occasion. They understand what's at stake here, and they've been playing their hearts out to get to this spot and try and make it work.
No, it's super cool. It is super cool. I mean, like, listening to how, well, being able to witness how it all starts, right? You know, these are bunch of teams from around the EMEA region all signing up to play in these cups, and then just seeing how good some of these teams are. I know that there is quite a few these teams from the cups where it's reformed squads that were legendary once upon a time, but there's even the likes of Starry Skies who get a high placing in this match, and I'll tell you what, you know, they might have streaky performances throughout these finals, which I almost think is going to happen. But the fact that they're able to do this here versus some of the best teams in the world, it's a fantastic thing to have as an accolade, honestly. And that doesn't just come out of nowhere. There is some really good talent in EMEA, and I'm glad we are seeing some great representation from the cup teams, because we could have easily had like S8UL in here and one of these cup teams out, but you know, one of the cup teams just deserved it more to get in. They played harder to make their way in.
No, absolutely. And a bit more of an uncommon kind of Miramar ending there, Martin, with that road, those compounds in play and stuff like that. It kind of creates a different dynamic to a normal Miramar ending where you're expecting kind of those high kind of mountain endings, the kind of those long range fights and stuff like that. Utility was way more important in this one than anything that most Miramars.
Yeah, it was. The ending in between those two warehouses obviously benefiting the southern one. It makes it so difficult to get into any playable area when you get in from the north, right? Because it's such an open, flat space, and then you have no slack that's kind of on the western side, just hammering everyone. You have all the teams in the north also just fighting each other with obviously all the nades and everything coming out. So I was just surprised to see Na'Vi being able to reset, get all 3 up, and actually get deeper into the game and getting more kills from that. They should not have been allowed or even available to do so, but they did. That's a classic Na'Vi situation. But yeah, cool to see. I also like the proactivity from Starry Skies, like an open qualifier and kind of cup team, calling and saying, you know what, Nemesis, well, let's just take these guys on.
Wait, go back to no slack. I want to see that hat again. That's like the shirts that I used to wear when I was 30. What is that? What's that?
We got the Hot Wheel Harold over here. This is crazy. That's not okay.
So good.
Dabili bolte.
Oh, dear. What's that guy called that does the cooking?
The cooking?
Gordon Ramsay?
Guy Fieri? Was that his name?
Yes, a long time ago. Wait, wasn't he?
कुछ तो storytelling हो रहा है
I'm
क्या?
not doing this. I'm not doing this.
This is some UK
maybe he was
stuff
the
right
fashion
ये
guy.
कितने बजे तक चलेगा? ये 12:30.
Guy Fieri. No, he
फिर
did the
2 बजे के
cooking.
बाद
He always wore like the fiery shirt.
But that was a shirt. That was not the
दूसरा
hat.
best game in the world देखेंगे
But
अपन.
the hat.
Yeah, but he's doing
He's
something
American,
different.
though.
He's trying to do something different. He's like, you know, that's like, this is
Big
his
भाई लो
branding.
बिल कर रहा
That's a
हूँ.
wild
Do that.
shout.
अरे
Blank
मत
right there. I'm
गाना
sure all
मंगाओ,
the viewers out there, they
खाओ,
exactly know who
भाई.
this guy is.
Yeah, what an
He's
awful topic of
famous.
conversation.
Anyway,
Anyway, no, let's talk about Nixie and Scav. Look, they've done
Time
exactly
and
the same damage. Really cool. What do you think, Martin?
40% headshot though on Nixie. That's demonic.
That's true.
Wow.
If you ask me. But yeah, Scav obviously coming in here and
Almost
doing
50.
some damage. One more game to go here though, guys. That's it.
All right. Gentlemen, take it away. Game number 3. My eyes are on Palace to see if we get that good old hot drop.
Man number
but I will
3.
let you have the floor for Artego.
Oh, he's doing the eye test on the Palace. What is that future's looking like? I promise I'll never bring it up again, Avenger. I'm sorry. I'll never bring it up again.
I'm just trying to visualize it, and looking at you and visualizing that's just extremely funny.
Wolf song में गए.
I don't think we should talk about it anymore.
अब अगर zone नीचे सड़ आया ना,
I would thoroughly enjoy that.
नीचे सड़ अगर वो क्या हो हांग हो सोलो उधर जिधर भी है वो नीचे सड़ अगर zone आया ना,
stuff here with a northwest plane to go
नुकसान ये सब जगह पे अगर zone आया ना, मैं अब भी बोल रहा हूँ.
Struggle, but the majority of teams are going to be able to get into great spots here.
ऊपर की तरफ आओ, ऊपर की तरफ. ये आइलैंड पे zone आ.
And the guys getting to Yongchong, Everlong getting Palace. Hello?
Oh, hello.
What's going on here?
It's like a gimme, you know. They're so confident that they can win against Everlong. They're just giving them all the best spots. Right, this is a nice thing to do for them. All right.
Yeah.
I think this is a good thing. It's like charity work almost.
कभी आता zone.
Yeah. That's not something that should ever happen. Although we do get another circle here, and look at that. No Slack is laughing. Kang Yong, somewhat home turf circle here. Scavs out there looking great, making calls to ends. Hello. Easy for them to get an org of this performance already, I would say.
24-4.
This is the big time.
दोनों मिला के 4-4-8 होता है. 7 से एक ज़्यादा.
You're totally right.
I mean, they're talking about themselves in the name, how much effort they're going to bring. They're not going to slack, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, you're so right. Like,
Did you think about that?
No, I didn't think about it like that.
Whenever
I hit, the thing is that they've got Slack in. Like, Slack is their tag, right? So whenever I see them, I see Slack. The full thing is no Slack.
Right. Yeah, it is. You can't really.
And also Slacker, Sata the Slacker, that rolls off the tongue. You know, but he's a laid back killer.
And then he's just
बस अट्टा को देखा M24 ने मिला ने सीधा वो कंपाउंड चढ़ के दूसरे जोन में जा रहा है.
Now we're cooking like Guy Fieri.
M24 ना लेने.
But Tego coming out as thick and fast. We are heading over to the eastern side, like you're saying, Avenger. A lot of the I always hate playing the northeast side of this circle.
ये भी वो है hot drop.
I always gets backstabbed every single time. I'm terrible at playing.
You have to be that. You have to be the last team that enters. Are you talking about the ridge, like the riverside ridge, where you kind of go up to the high ground, kind of mountainside?
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
We just had one in ranked today, actually.
Really?
There's some absolutely crazy crack gamers that
वही उधर जोन बनता था.
Sadly, they had P90s and stuff, and they had cover. So yeah.
पहले बता दो या फिर जोन किधर होने वाला है उधर ड्रॉप करें. ये क्या बात हुई?
For me, if you end up on the wrong side where it ends, and the other guys has cover on the other side, that's where it's really rough. That's where you got to use your mortars and absolutely blast them with your bombardment back to the lobby or back to Narnia, whatever you want to do here. But yeah, for the majority of teams have to get into this already. Styrish Guy and No Slack, our last top two teams, in basically the two best spots for this next one here. So hopefully they can roll with the punches so far. 10 points for Styrish Guy, but 31 for No Slack. No, not slacking.
They're not.
तुम लोग को लग रहा है तुम लोग को थोड़ा बहुत मालूम पड़ रहा है कि मैं तुम लोग का चैट इग्नोर कर रहा हूँ कि नहीं मालूम पड़ रहा है.
Clara says maybe they hate Slack, you know, the work chat platform.
सोने दो भाई.
Yeah, okay.
So Slack before, it's not fun.
So like the IT Discord, the corporate Discord, basically.
The corporate Discord.
Right.
Put it.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is, right? That's
you're not wrong.
Wholly and truly.
मैं चड्डी में हाथ डालूँ उसको. मैं क्या करूँ
companies,
भाई?
they pay, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. They could just use this Discord and you know get a premium for one guy and they'd be fine. Anyway, not talking about that anymore. I think maybe they are just, you know, not working and just saying they don't work anymore because they hate Slack. Yeah, no Slack.
Exactly. We're not
Only
sponsored by
no
Discord.
Slack, only Discord. That's their motto.
Language.
We're not sponsored by Discord. Other products are available.
Of course not.
Of course.
I love Slack. I used to work with Slack. It's easy. It's expensive though.
I equally love Slack as much as I equally
यार
love.
मेरे बाजू में एक स्कॉट दिख रहा है.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. I'll say this though: if you're a corporate business that is not working already digitally, you should get started.
लग गया क्या? उसने कॉल दे दिया यहाँ से गाड़ी आ रही है करके.
The future is coming upon us.
Yeah, rip the paper up, guys. No more letters. We need clear communication, just like in PUBG. As S8UL would have loved to have some communication on this side swipe coming through here, but a little bit difficult to anticipate. He's kind of out of the way right now. No nasty shot over towards Justice.
Bro, unbelievable bacha
adventure.
Yeah, VP also looking to gatekeep and camp maybe potentially Hive here. How much info do they have him? Another one here. They're gonna jump out and get some shots at it. Look at this. This guy stopped right next to him. He's got cover. Oh my god, headshot as well. Nixie finds Mogor. Rox finds Correxy. It's actually trading a little bit back and forth here. Drive-by's coming in. Dante finds Beamy. Corexy down 2. Nixie finds Dante. Oh my god, nice headshot here from Nixie. It's a 2v2 currently.
What are we watching right now? This is a wild maneuver. It looked like it was going fantastically well for VP. Then they lose to
VP wale to rest ho
in a much worse spot where it's very hard to recover these players, right?
Yeah, I think Correx is going to be picked up quite easily here from Nixie. The question is, what's the situation with Beamy? Mogor's obviously roughened up just a little bit here. How far? Lukaruk's on the other side shooting. It sounds like an SS or something.
EMEA में कैसे compete कर रहे हैं? Aura भाई
comes out. Good utility used here. They're gonna commit just a little bit here. Maybe they can save Beamy. Schengen finds Nixie. Corrects down to 10 HP. Has to hit the floor. Has to get the first aid off. Rox is down to 26. Smokes out.
It's a tough one though. We're kind of on a timer here. VP is sort of dangling Hive's teammates like bait on a line. It's a very, very good blue zone grenade. Corexy doesn't care though.
He's got the
backpack.
Oh, क्योंकि अभी जो current zone है उसका damage पड़ता है. Oh,
bleeding out. He should get the tag off over towards
मेरे को लगा सीधा final zone का damage पड़ेगा.
VP immediately is gonna scatter. Rox. Oh, I felt it. I felt it.
That could have been crazy. Lukaruk's coming in to get the Hellbound here, sending it across in the US. And now Corexy with M249. 65 HP, only a little bit dangerous to push with that. TP advantage goes to one of the other guys. Rox is on the other side here, and H comes out. Could be good. Lots of damage could be done. Rox finds Corexy. Probably goes for the flush as well immediately. BP falling apart just a little bit now.
It's very messy. Nice blind spray over towards. Off the back of what looked absolutely disastrous, managed to pull it back, right? You know, like you were the vicious catfish in the ocean. And even though they'd laid out the bait, they just broke off the line. What a wonderful play from them. Really good wraps as well on the sidelines. I think Schengen went for a very bold play and it worked out. But yeah, that's definitely the definition of keeping your cool. I think that
how the fuck you survive on 3 hours of sleep, unlimited
from that first game there, Avenger.
Yeah, it's rare to see when you're getting camped that you actually turn out and get an advantage on it. That's really rare. And they had one guy on the other side too. Like it looked like an easy push, but maybe they were just, you know, the 3 or 4 cars kind of driving together like Hive was. Like they were spread out enough that they couldn't strike all at the same time. Also, they can get the 2 chips go into Yongchong and actually get the rest off quite quickly here.
Main ये अभी क्या
Wildcats and the guys trying to get into a zone के बाहर से किधर TPP करके
कुछ space ले सकते हैं क्या zone cage में? Number 1. Number 2.
I saw I want to see a little bit more from PGG last game. I felt like they were in a terrible position to play.
ये 2 option main है.
Presenti also very, very good player. The rest of the team is very strong as well. So I'm kind of waiting for when PGG does rock up. I think you brought up a good point last game as well, Avenger, in terms of the myth of 2 points at this point. Just it's not quite good enough for a team that we know can do better. Ares was showing us some absolute manic maneuvers last weekend. I was so excited to watch him play every day. But here, 2 points. You're absolutely right in terms of when you salvage a game, you've got to be getting like 4 or 5 points every single match if you want to think about getting over towards that top side, because you've got to set yourself up for that big game. When that big game happens, it rockets you up into top 3. We do get a shift on the circle down towards the south side. Talk me through it.
Yeah, the So Yang side here, where Vitality is set up, where you have this rest station here, those ridges and kind of rocks that's on that eastern side and the whole mountain where Vitality is kind of going from Kangyong. There's a lot of playable space here. It can accommodate so many teams, so many players. Obviously, the fields as well. South of Stairs, guys, tons of playable area. Buxton, Sa, and PGG, the guys are still in, so I kind of assume and see that they're just going to hold that top side and shoot at everyone that tries to play too early on the field. You got to be that last team that comes in from that last kind of angle, otherwise you're going to get surrounded. But there's a lot of players. S8UL has been chasing every single circle today. Very, very unfortunate. Kovalev and the guys here trying to survive just a little bit, but perfect his mindset. The Finnish man himself.
Love you, Caster.
Takes more shots to get against the Coop here. IXE, no fire in his hat. He's just going to drive away.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smart decision, right, from those sides. They know
they've got good points so far.
Strong feeling आ रहा है to try and fight this.
Mostly वो लोग ने देखा हम लोग काश रोटेट कर रहे हैं और हम लोग का रोटेशन काटने वाले हो लोग.
It's still a reasonable result for them, but they know they want to get further into this match, especially the position they're currently in on the tables. It's going to be awkward though, because you do wonder how far Twisted Minds is going to follow them. But you're right. I think S8UL have been chasing the back bumper on a car of this blue zone for a long time.
Love you, Akshit bhai. Love you.
But it's not happening right now. They just cannot catch a break. This is just, it's way too fast for them a lot of times. Often trying to go for this more edge play style. But they're playing with little to no information. I think that the way the circles are going today, where
दो बंदे जो मरे तो रेस्ट हो गए, लेकिन अभी लूट वूट सब एनएच के होएगा.
Play into this.
I mean, especially how late they've been. Them assuming.
बस अभी ये क्लास जोन अपन फाइट कर सकते हैं. इसके बाद तो जीजिए.
They can play around it. If you have a hot shift circle south, there should technically be more space on the southern side of that new circle. So let's see how they approach this, though. We had high expectations to them so far. 5 points in 2 games, and what we've played so far is less than we expect from them. We know they're capable of a lot more, but there's still lots of potential for these guys. A big approach for them. This is a difficult circle, especially with how that the fields are working around, both on the southern side, eastern side, and far north. So many teams looking to kind of say, okay, we can play there, but we can't go there too early.
अब कैसे जाएंगे
the game plan लास्ट for S8UL, because
यहाँ तक आगे बस है.
Now, like you say,
अब कैसे
should be a
जाएंगे?
little bit more empty. You've got Ohyang in front of you. You got the fields as well. It's like, do you wrap around and like take a little peek over towards Team Nemesis from that ridge?
क्या 12 साल बड़े
I'm actually not sure until we see the next circle here. There's not a lot like full commitment. I maybe find Stratus here with a knock here. That's not good. You don't do that to your teammate. But this next circle really determines a lot based on kind of the angle of approach and also the priority you have in the next circle. Obviously, Bushido, Wildcats, Vitality, the 2 teams that's already looking good. But we have a northeast shift, so that kind of terrain I was talking about where you can accommodate so many players, so much space is on that whole mountain above Vitality. Obviously, Vitality looking extremely strong here. No Slack has spread out on that southern side. Timo looks good in the compound, but it's hard to hold the entirety of that eastern compound too. So let's see how they determine and how they approach this. Twisted Mind looking to be that last team to come in from the northern side. Celtic with a P90. Habibi finds Celtic though. Big fight here between Vis and Bushido Wildcats.
I mean, this is a prime position to play off the
back.
Overly shot on the side. Some more pelting down from up above. No Slack also finding shots. Can I just sense it in from that south side and red?
अपन कुछ तो कर रहे चैट. एक बंदा बचा लेकिन.
No Slack, but they are getting a little bit of damage back out there from Phil first over towards Scam.
तो कर रहे.
It is absolutely chaos inside this circle.
मैं बोला था वो last zone था. इसके पिछले वाला जो कुछ कर सकते थे.
Shots at one another, and rightfully so. There's a lot of open space, a lot of priority space.
Bro, Slick का भी heavy advantage Pro Max क्या? नहीं दो ही बंदे.
Julia Kai potentially getting flushed here. No Slack about to have a big fight here. I actually finds Presenti. Now Salik.
अगर कुछ कर सकते हैं left right हो गया तो बात अलग है.
Down low himself, 31 HP. Just 1 or 2 shots and he's gonna get knocked here. Oh my god, I actually finds the headshot immediately on him. Down low himself. Subila in the distance here. No Slack 5 kills for a salvage game is absolutely fine here. Could get 1 or 2 more points if they can convert this here flank.
No, you're totally right. I think 5-point game is fantastic for Noslack. I mean, considering how
और भाई ये ले 1 point, ये ले 2 point.
All over the place, get yourself. Yeah, you
अच्छा खेलते हैं बे.
That's correct. Which is fine. I did, yeah. Oh, it was good. It was clean, actually. You were right on the money there.
It lined up perfect.
It did line up. It lined up. Sata now moving into position. 7 kills on this match. Noslack has done fantastically well. Very, very happy to see them performing at this level.
Chase हो रहा है बे. तीनों गेम वैसे हुआ.
Very, very similar, I would say.
Very, very stacked. Next circle pop here. It goes on the mountain I was talking about. Bushido Wildcats sitting up top, this below it.
refresh.
Look at that E pickup. That's too late in my book here. More shots, more damage towards him. One more could connect. Verstory going down. Starry Sky looking at the sky to take some damage, get some points here. They hold on to that northwest side actually quite well. But could be engaged from Twisted Minds eventually. Let's see what happens with this fight.
I didn't quite see the in time, so all I saw was the nade going through and then the observers following them up into the sky. I thought they'd just been blown to kingdom. But no, yeah. Did get the pick up in there. A little bit late, but helps.
Love you, everybody. Love you.
Yeah, too late. It's always this kind of fine line in between when you're able to do it and when it's too kind of late. But yeah, I mean, E pick up straight to the heavens. That's what it was.
It really, really was. It was efficient, you know. It did get them out the lobby pretty quick. Na'Vi on this outside line. Again, they were trying to play him from Okyang. You got to remember this has been a rough couple of circles as well. We had this southern shift down towards Okyang, then we've head back up towards this.
Bro, VS वाले center में तुम लोग को दिख रहा है VS के लगने वाले
Everest, let's say, Everest Junior with the Wildcats kind of playing.
कितने games और है? 2 game और है.
Is that okay? Can I call it Everest
I mean,
Junior?
you name things like the Popeye. Is it tall enough to get that?
हो तो गया fix.
Name?
Well, you know, that's why it's the junior. You know, it's not quite lining up.
Right, okay. Boostic gets one. Oh, balls, both fighting. Both sides here. Hicks just drops an 8 on himself.
2 more, nahi, 12 more. Arey, aaj 2 more. Aaj 2 more.
Down to 2. And they're just inside here. Everyone is looking to get more points out of it. Vitality does look like they potentially could hold out these southern teams here, but is this 2-2 split too greedy? I'm not sure. We're going to have to look a little bit later how much they kind of survive for this one here. An arm in the hand for Ballsy. I want to see some action with that, that's for sure. Look at that. Oh, Vitality. Oh, great headshot here on the pull-up. Luig and Marshall could make something happen here, but the distance is coming out. Oh my God. Vitality completely shutting down this push here with the help from the distance. Getrox and Hello My Bat. Great help from these guys. 3 kills and 4 guys strong here from Vitality, really denying anyone coming in from the southwest side.
Yeah, you are blundering all over the place here in this game, and it's totally understandable. It's so
split
hard to play this sometimes. You know you need a better spot in the circle if you're going to make it deep into this match, and a lot of that means you just have to make a play. Vitality, though, great positioning from them, great coordination in terms of helping one another out. They have this 2-2 split. They're likely going to regroup on this one now. They may hold out just slightly, waiting for some teams to get in, so they can catch some players off guard, maybe trying to go for a cheeky endgame res beacon, but I do find that very unlikely.
पर तो अभी kill feed आने वाला है. ये दोनों टीम मरने वाले हैं.
Decent
एक दूसरे को मारेंगे अलग. Zone आता है तो तीसरा टीम मारेगी वो अलग.
Over towards Silas, and they're not letting them off easy.
Wow. Medibay comes in, helps a little bit for Starish Guys. Perfect knock. 2 kills for him though. The machine himself.
क्या आपने description में game देखा है? Oh shit.
And res is actually quite easily happening here.
1 second.
The rest of the guys are coming in too. The question is, does Starish Guy recover from this? I don't think so. Getrox gets flush onto Vatso. Pushing out this aggressively. He has a 2-man. I really like it. Oh my God. T-Bone Keta finds the remainder of Na'Vi here. And Ascent takes control of this south side.
It's really nice seeing Gedrox playing like this, honestly. I think he lost a little bit of his mojo in those first couple of days. And then coming into day 3, he found his mojo again. Let's put it that way. Playing a lot more aggressively, a lot more confidently. And I think when you are this guy who plays the front line, you have to have that. If you don't have it, a lot of times you're just going to fall over in the wake of some of these very, very strong teams. Aries does find Sosa, but not before he does find Justice as well as Mika. He's already got all the work over towards this one. Team Nemesis, though, under fire once again from He-Man. Towards Stayed, and slowly but surely, Team Nemesis are falling by the wayside.
Stars guy down in 10th place too, down to 31 players. Aries half HP. Did get the first aid off. Him trying to see if he can find something. Diffix gets the confirmation on the so set. They're trying to disengage from this, doesn't work out. TMO goes down in 9th place. We're down to top 8 here. Now big fight in between Hive and Bushido Wildcats here. Komago finds one. Is found by Mogor. Gets the confirmation onto rocks here. Now Twisted Minds, full 4-man strong. Nice. It's starting to smell more and more like a big game for Twisted Minds. They get a double onto Bushido Wildcats. 6 kills for them. And they're still 4 up.
Oh, this is juicy. This is very juicy for Twisted Minds. A lot of kills coming their way. 7 at the moment, but that's going to rack up fairly quickly for them. They picked a perfect time at the end of the year. I don't know if it was Sean Clark who was saying that, you know, Twisted Mind just quietly catches up with the competition, and that's kind of what they've done over these past few matches. You know, it's not been super flashy, it's not been super aggressive, but they have maintained that distance between them.
Oh
and
my God!
I thought he's gonna get better. Nice mortar, very close. IXC, bit of trauma there for him.
Yeah, he is deaf for the rest of the match if anything's going more realistic to that. That was crazy. Really good Molotov from Chris. I don't think he can get closer because the separation in between is simply too long. I think it goes another side here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's too far as well.
That's
Smokes
scary.
are out. A bit of a diversion going on for them. GEELI Kai try to get in. I actually find GEELI Kai here. They're
bro, the blue zone. The blue zone.
I want to see them go in and kind of push or drive by or anything together here. Otherwise, you're going to get picked one by one. You can't do that when you know that you have a man advantage. They know that no Slack is here. They know by the match talk and by the kill feed lead that they're down to a 2-man. Team Nemesis is also lurking in the distance here to try to get points out of this. And Team Nemesis is looking like they really want to maintain control of this south side here. Diffix finds a big nade onto IXC. Zone damage coming through too.
Oh, it's a very surprising nade to hit. I don't think it was on the outside there a little bit too much. Stayed, finishes it off with the Panzerfaust. I mean, that's a good pickup as well. For Team Nemesis, any kills that you confirm, I think it's worth sending the Panzerfaust. They don't know how likely it is for them to get further into this match. This feels like a bit of a wild rock-up, though, with Team Nemesis being able to watch over this one, see if they can grab it out, but no way! Santa, bold, courageous, just runs out of it. Flexes the muscles a little bit.
Gets another one. That's 10 for no Slack in the 6 rounds. Another 12-point game for them. Diffix finds T-Bone here. Send falling a little bit apart here. They only felt like it was Keter and it's Chris that really came through here now. Vitality flexes out on the southwest side. Take a send down in 6th place. So well played here by them. Nemesis up to 5 and also top 5. Also a great game for them. Holding on to 4th place currently. But Twisted Minds, as you said here, their consistency is ever consistent in this top. They managed to sniff out and get into top placement games and kills again and again.
Top 5 में लेके आ गया team को.
And now this is getting engaged in this fight here, but I think a third party from Vitality might be happening shortly.
Yeah, Vitality's played this game very slow, right? It has been a low and slow game.
Bro, मजाक से हट कर top 3 पे लेके आ सकता है. मजाक से हट कर.
Game with a fair amount of kills, fair amount of points.
उसको सिर्फ
Vitality.
सांस लो channel 2 वाला करने का.
The majority of the western side, so they know the majority of it is theirs to control. Levante with Yorm making it look easy over towards Example. Great shot from him.
दो player भी मार रहे हैं. कैसा निकल के मार रहा था बे.
Levante magic, where he's able to pinpoint where you are using that sonar inbuilt to the system.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh
Really good
fuck!
utility being committed. Does it do more damage to Luno? He runs away.
ये फटा
Twisted under so much pressure. Confirmation on Batulin's example goes down as well. He basically stole the kill from State that knocked Batulin, so that's huge. No, can he find more knocks here with the green machine?
Is that a Molotov in?
That's great.
That's perfect. On target. On the tree line, Lou seems to be fine. Forward, and the nade goes in. It bounces off to the side. Where is Lou inside the tree? Is he inside the tree right now?
On the tree trunk.
I know, right? It's Squirrel Lou. That's wild. Even is able to hide his teammate in the tree for a little while he dashed him back up again. Do not know how Twisted Minds survived that. You know, that's one of the situations where I wish I could see through the smoke like Levante can.
They were on our side of the tree, and the Molotovs hit the tree and spread on the wrong side. That's a little bit rough. Oh, that's a Panzerfaust. Hello, my bad again? No, I don't think so, other guys. But still, lots of damage done all to it. If that was on point, that would be great. They just need to delay, need to get them off this push here. Twisted Minds could potentially survive for just a bit longer here. And we still have no slag in. That's one more placement point to come through. If this survives for a little bit longer here, then yeah, that's a big game for them too. But they seem to be having this oncoming onslaught. Also, of course, there's some, as you see now, a little shield cover for them to survive some of the nades.
The smoke fades and it's the call of ambulance, but not for me moment. Twisted Minds. Vitality wants none of it as they wrap back around towards that western side and see if they can have a poke down towards the southern edge, but there is a bit of a demon down there in the form of Sata. See what he can get done, but I don't think it's very much. As Diffex will be able to put him down. Good shots from Diffex.
Disgusting.
Twisted Minds bhi gaya.
Such a mechanically gifted player here. We see it once again and again and again.
Bhai, VS ke paas heavy advantage hai.
On previous rosters was insane. We're down to just 3 teams left here. Twisted Minds got their top 4. Their top 4 consistency is crazy when you look at their past performances over the years. It's really what put them where they are today. And now it's a 3v3v3.
VS kya chat? VS? Nemesis Vitality?
Team Vitality. Jump peaking at the moment, but we do have teams on all sides. We'll converge at some point. Our emergency flare is going down. You can hear the distant thud as they get closer. Kind of like the Giants' feet approaching.
Yes, sir.
In the form of Team Nemesis and Team Vitality. And all Viz can do is cower a little bit back here at the moment. It's a fearsome sight going against two of these teams.
You're not sure if it's, you know, the emergency cover landing or if it's the Leviathan Levante.
Yeah, that's right.
Walking around the map. Could be either. He's God's gift to PUBG here, this man. And with a 3 helmet and an arm, he could do some magic. Try to crawl a little bit closer here. Look at this. Maybe gonna try to sniff out for 3 gear. Could maybe upgrade that vest to a 3 vest. 15% more reduction from nades, from shots. If they hit that upper body here.
आवाज आया?
Yeah, surprising.
क्या आवाज आया?
Close, honestly. I should.
Visalisi.
Team Nemesis. You'd imagine they've got a general idea. I don't know if they know he's that close because he is in nade range right there. Of Diffex at least. I know this guy can get some big rollers out of him. And you're right, he does have 3 nades in the back pocket. So I think he just has no clue.
Yeah, he doesn't see him. Look at that. They have 6 nades total. And they have so much information to the other guys too. Look at that damage done. Oh my god. Great usage from the smoke grenade launcher. That's 1 nade now. Can they find something that's in between? Multi being, oh my god, being shot and moved around. Smoke here. Great shot from Millman. Finds Levante. And now it's a 3 versus 2 on the southern side. Hello, my bat's gonna go down.
Ooh, nice one, Vartan. Very, very good from Team Nemesis. Some really good team play overall. I think they know how to
Victoria,
Vitality's logo and a Panzerfaust above the head there, but Diffex will find Artun. Now just Quizzy left alive here for Team Vitality, and he will be struck down. And Team Nemesis come away with a victory. What a game from them. Really, really well played. Up against some very tough teams towards the end there, but slow and calm at the end of that match.
Yeah, they're able to fight it through. We're able to take that southeast side and work with it. And the way they're progressive and proactive, holding so much space, pushing around all the teams. Yeah, I really liked how they're able to, first of all,
please,
take the fight and just completely annihilate a few teams. No slack also on the receiving end of some of it, but TMO as well. Some of the fights they're able to get through, and so many engagement, getting double digits, and the win here is huge.
Yeah, they're so quick to back one another up as well. Where you see one player taking an engagement, and Stade is very, very fast on that flank there. That's probably my favorite moment of the whole game, Kale, honestly. Everlong shooting up in the sky. I just want someone to make an edit of that where it fades to grey. Yes. You've got Dominic over the top of it.
Either the I must go now. My planet needs me. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was rough for them. But Nemesis giving the aggressive side eye to the rest of the lobby. I cannot believe what a performance from them here coming in from that southeast side, as you were saying, Avenger. But, I mean, there's so many stars from this game. Again, no slack. I cannot believe they ended up with 10 kills in this game. That was ridiculous given what they were working with.
Yeah, we'll talk about this kind of high ground, this mountain, all the riches that we have below it. We just have so much playable space. Obviously, the shacks of where Whisper with the kind of cover and the walls that they were able to work with. But they had to lay low. They were trying to stay for as long as possible here, but Nemesis, their proactivity and the way they moved around the map to kind of take on multiple teams and take space just worked out. And Diffix, man, he was on an absolute tear for this game here to get them to 12 kills.
You mentioned it during the game, right? He's mechanically gifted. We've always even known, even when he was on some of the rosters that eventually didn't work out, like the Na'Vi situation, for example. This kid is cracked.
Right.
And then sometimes we didn't kind of see that really kind of materialize. But right now here on Team Nemesis, it is working. Second place with 37 points, but no slack in number 1 with 44 here so far. Blank. I am so impressed.
Yeah, I mean, No Slack is looking great. I think that they have no qualm taking it to some of the big games. I mean, when they get pushed on there and IXE is pushing out of the shack, it's such a bold maneuver that no one really expects. I really do like it. So No Slack is not afraid to take it to the opponents. But you talk about Diffx, he is crazy. I mean, for me, watching him during the PEC Cups was such a treat. The guy was skinning nades off the bonnet of a BRDM. Like, I think that was one of the craziest moments for me during PEC Cups.
Top कितने teams AWC जा रहे हैं, top 2 teams जा रहे हैं, बाकी लोगों को points मिलने वाला है, वो points के basis से कुछ matches होएगा, वो matches से वापस AWC जाएंगे.
7 kills go his way.
Roadmap है, काफी बड़ा है, लेकिन अगर अपन top 2 आ गए, तो sorted.
He is on fire. Not quite literally, but figuratively. Well done by him so far. But the thing is, as well, is that whilst we take a look at all of these numbers, Martin, is that Virtus Pro and Twisted Minds is still keeping up. They're still at 29 points apiece here. Twisted Minds is just quietly, calmly, as Blank mentioned, in the background, just being able to make a run for it. And there was a moment in the north side where I thought, okay, maybe this is where Twisted Minds just really going to pick up some pace here. And they didn't get plenty of points, just not the win in the end.
No, but that's the beautiful games of Twisted Minds, right? They always get the consistency. Their salvage games is good games for others, and then they, start popping off. We're going to see them winning games with double digits.
दो फाइनल से अभी जो अपन खेल रहे, अभी जो अपन खेल रहे, ये 3 दिन के बराबर अभी जो खेल रहे अपन, ये 3 दिन का है. इसके बाद दूसरा मैच है, दूसरा फाइनल्स, समझ रहे हो? उसमें क्या होएगा, यहां से जाएंगे और वहां से जाएंगे, और दूसरा 2 फाइनल्स मैच. ये नया सिस्टम है. ये नया है. This is something crazy. समझ रहे हो? ये एकदम look top 1 first day. एक सेकेंड. हेमंत जीजी भाई, अगर तुम्हारा नेक्स्ट कमेंट सॉरी बिंक्स इसके अलावा कुछ भी आया मॉड्स सीधा हाइड दे देना, सीधा.
Really good stuff. Really good stuff. At the same time as this game all did boil down Avenger when it comes to these players, these teams and stuff like that, I'm very impressed to see the standard that Nemesis is playing to. I think that if they can continue this on, like that's potential PGSs down the line, maybe EWC if they're able to get this going as well, and that would be great for these players. There's so many great veterans as well as kind of prodigies on that team.
I mean the combination of all these guys, if everything is synergized and everything is firing all cylinders.
दे दिया मॉड, टेंशन ना ले, टेंशन ना ले.
13 kills, right? We saw 10, 9, 9 all the guys, but 13 kills for this guy is just kind of unheard of. But yeah, it kind of feels.
आ जाओ chat. Let's see how does a prime. Let's see how does a prime चूतिया. Let's see अपना prime चूतिया कैसे दिखता है. Chat. Prime चूतिया कैसे दिखता है. Let's see. समझ रहे हो? कंफर्म ये लाइफ में कुछ नहीं कर रहा है. गर्लफ्रेंड इसको 2 बार छोड़ के गई, 2 बार, हो सकता है 3 बार, हो सकता है. समझ रहे हो? नूब फ्लूक टॉप 1 ऑन फर्स्ट डे. नाइस. आएगी टॉप 15 आज S8UL. मैंने 2 बार प्रोडक्ट कर दिया था DRX के अगेंस्ट. हाँ न्यू टीम प्रोडक्ट कर रहा है बंदा बेचारा. पता नहीं प्रोडक्ट है किसका ये खुद, बट बंदा प्रोडक्ट कर रहा है प्रेडिक्ट के जगह पे. S8UL नेडर्स. हाँ नेड से मरा. गॉड लाइक नहीं है क्या? सोल नहीं जीतेगी, RNTX जीतेगी. नूब सोल. रॉसी को चेंबर के अलावा कुछ नहीं आता है क्या? बून UV 2-0 SK रॉसी इन बिग 2026. ये होता है जब भी इंसान क्लियर कट नाइट मोड में स्पॉन होता है. क्लियर कट. समझ रहे हो? ये होता है चैट. कुछ नहीं कर सकते. पूरा जिंदगी झंड. मॉम डैड को मालूम भी नहीं रहेगा कि ये बंदा ऐसा है. सोचो बेटा बड़ा होके कुछ करेगा, मीनवाइल ये सब कर रहा है. खुद ही बेंचो चद्दर के नीचे. मेरे को आज 10 लोगों ने चूतिया बोला. क्रेजी मेरे भाई, क्रेजी. बेस्ट ऑफ लक फॉर योर ब्राइट फ्यूचर. ब्राइट एकदम. नाइट पॉड में और नहीं तो क्या भाई. क्लियर कट.
Easy for them in a way that it shouldn't have been, right? Because they're 3v3, but everything lined up perfectly for them. The smokes that was deployed by Vitality was then used by them against Vis, right? So yeah, it was really beautifully played here for them. They won almost all.
Prawn chili roll खाएगा जल्दी बोल.
Gentlemen, time for a break. When we return, we'll be ready to Rondo. We'll be game at number 4 here. And surprise results so far from our first 3, but we'll see it in the next 2. Checking back.
इसके बाद स्ट्रीम है रात को एने है. इसके बाद 100 अटेम्प्ट्स के बाद की गलती है, नथिंग एल्स. मेरे हिसाब से फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट ही गलत था. 100 अटेम्प्ट में बहुत सारा वो रखते हैं भाई, प्रेयर वेयर लगते हैं. ऐसा तो नहीं आएगा. ये फर्स्ट एंड लास्ट मिस्टेक वाला ही है. नाइट मोड है, क्लियर कट.
Nice.
भाई ये बहुत टफ है बे मारना.
Yeah, all three.
Good circle. Yeah, they might go back with this.
Still play late.
We killed one. We killed one. It's fucking Bushido there if it's anyone. Go back, mate.
Go back, go back. Same zone, go back.
Bushido बोला. अपन है chat. अपने को fucking Bushido बोला वो.
They're above me already.
Yep. Hey, man.
Full team. I'm free, man.
अपन है ना Bushido.
One more car, one more car, one more car, one more car. That's him.
We got this guys. दो और चाहिए.
He's peeking over.
दो और गेम में एक और चाहिए मतलब
Okay,
basically.
guys, you need to crash. Crash. We can never stop short.
Gotta shoot him. Hit him now. 3.
Two.
Kiss him.
Nice. We should go pull up
Nice,
on that
go,
guy.
too active, too
We should go
active.
to him. We should pull up on that guy.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Go, it's safe.
They're leaving, they're leaving.
They're leaving. One more. Renock.
But clean comms है बे.
New team.
Chill. Last should be on
They're gonna
tower,
steal the
no?
kill. They're gonna steal the
Last
kill.
should be on aura.
Knock on blue. Two guys knock on blue.
Yeah, one flash, nice.
One more. One behind the USC on blue mark. Behind blue USC. Exactly blue mark. Nice, T-Bone.
Did Bushido die?
Yes. Casino died.
Yes, it's 3-man. 3-man.
भाई इतना कैसे कलम एम्स होते हैं बे लोग का.
One more.
Nice.
इतना भुसड़ में.
Inside. Blue healing blue mark.
Bro, NT था bro.
Needs to kill all of them. Play aggro, boys now.
Flagger.
Where are they?
All same spot. Nice.
Nice.
Get orange.
It's one and two active.
Scav. No.
One active.
Racing.
Delay correctly.
टिबोन क्यों है? ये बाहर का टिबोन है.
Same spot. He's
Back
pushing.
it.
Nice. Yeah.
Be ready now, combat coming.
They are gonna drive to
driving
us.
comes.
They're driving to us.
No. Oh yeah, help.
They're driving
Defend.
to us.
Yes.
How many?
Compound's going
Running in
down.
yellow.
Solo on yellow 3, proning. Nice. Kill orange now.
एक बार
BGG 2 men northeast.
Watch out behind you, guys peeking.
कुछ अर्जेंट है क्योंकि मेरे फोन में बैटरी नहीं है लाला. कुछ अर्जेंट है क्या क्योंकि मेरे फोन में बैटरी नहीं है. इसका कौन से इसके लिए? अच्छा ठीक है. ओ भाई. अरे वो तो पूछना ही भूल गया.
Hello guys, what's up? It's Decisive from Virtus Pro, and today I'm gonna show you how to slide off the edge in TPP and FPP. Here we go. So the way you do it is you sprint right before the edge, and when you're at the edge, you keep holding Shift W, but you prone and do 180. So this is a slow motion how it's supposed to be. So let's say you prone right before the edge, and you do 180. This is how it's supposed to look like in TPP. The prone and 180. Or 360 even. And in FP, it's supposed to look like this. So it's supposed to look like. Here we go. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
SPP में तो कुछ अलग ही दिखता है बे.
Yeah, guys, just casually work that into your play. They're brought to you by
Chat
Nixie.
Rondo.
All right, we've got 2 more games to go here.
अब क्वेश्चन ये है कि रोंडो वैसा ही है जैसा
that was one of the very best. In fact, the MVP of PGS3.
कि 3 बंदे लड़ेंगे एक रिवाइव देगा वैसे ही वाला फंडा है.
So they're doing all right so far. 29 points here for the Virtus Pro boys.
Last time अपन ने देखा था ऐसा नहीं था.
Backflip into a 360 arm no scope. It's very simple.
Ever long नहीं हो रहा है.
Simple.
But no, yeah, I mean, I'll never use that, but I'd like that. I know it exists. Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Lol.
Thank you very much indeed. Martin, of course, as well.
Martin uses that trick all the time, I've heard.
I've seen him do it in real life.
Yeah, true. The mechanical skill ceiling with these guys is pretty high, guys. We can conclude that.
Yeah.
That is true. Is that the same
Let's
code?
go, GMD boys!
Second time, but you guys over at home can go on a social media treasure hunt. Find the rest of the code over on social medias, combine it together, and get yourself some potential G-Coin on the go, which is lovely because we all want G-Coin. Xander wants G-Coin for the Eve skin, but he isn't getting it anytime soon because he's rubbish.
एक मैच फुल्ली डोमिनेट करना पड़ेगा चाचा +1 बेटी भाई +1 एक अच्छी गेम चाहिए बस एक अच्छी गेम
in game and then we can all be like wow what do you think.
We just saw it, actually. It's fine. Nixie's got it. We just saw it. It's okay. All right. But DiffX, damn it, versus IEXE. I can't see it properly anymore. This is ridiculous, Martin. Why do we have to see this hat? He doesn't look cool.
Chicken में come back.
I mean, along with that, with DiffX 2.0, these guys are just fragging out, obviously. 50% more damage, though, is kind of crazy.
मैनेजर जी ने बता दिया क्वालिफाई का क्या सीन है AWC का क्या है बताओ क्या है लीक्स दो.
Number 1 as we are ready to Rondo. Everlong, you might have had Pachinki, you might have had Picardo, you might have even had Palace, but I doubt you're getting Test Track and Neox Factory in this lobby. Let's do it blank as we have our game.
मेरे हिसाब से दोनों फाइनल से दो टीम जाएगा और हर रीजन से जाएगा तो वो हो गया.
I'm gonna disagree.
That's not allowed.
No, absolutely not.
That's what I think.
It would be cool though. It would be a really nice thing for the teams to have done. Like I said, it's nice charity work. You let Everlong play where they want.
दोनों finals मिला के दो
We are heading straight into this one. Bit of a northern playing on this game. Slightly more difficult to get down towards that south side. So playing over towards the Barons on the north.
Basically जो अच्छा खेलेगा वो जाएगा.
That's pretty. I don't like playing up there. I don't even like going up there.
Just had naan with Malay Afghani chicken.
Is it sand or is it just dead grass?
It's just dirty.
क्या फायदा भाई? Membership नहीं है 150 का.
But not like, but it's just like dirt. It's very dirty.
Okay.
फंस
Well, as you said, with that slightly northern lean on the playing path. Yeah, for teams like Virtus.pro, right, wanting to go down to Hongshan, they've got a little bit more of a trek to be able to get that things going.
Navi
I do wonder no slack as well, where this circle's going to end up popping. Because when you're a very west-leaning team,
जहाँ पे अभी जोन है.
Never mind.
और अपन
everything's normal on Rondo. Forget I was going to say anything.
By Twisted Mind और Navi का heavy zone बनने वाला है. Especially Navi का.
How dare I?
Positions in the game, purely because they're always in the circle. But yeah, I think maybe I was a bit ambitious thinking that.
अगर तुम लोग ध्यान से भाई वो बोर्ड्स का वो क्या है वो स्प्लिट बे प्लेऑफ 1 प्लस फाइनल 1 प्लस प्लेऑफ 2 प्लस फाइनल 2 is equal to
Twisted Minds and Navi have an insane win ratio on Rondo, and it's important because of
for AWC.
Like there's no way this will ever be given up by these teams. Internationally, of course, we see, you know, as teams like 17 have been able to kind of rival that and even departed from it sometimes. 4AM had to depart from it in PGSs as well. It's just too strong and people just they will never give it up as long as the circles will stay the way they are.
FTW, love you!
There's just no reason. Again, it's like, for instance, Pachinki is nice to have, but I do think it's like lost its luster over the years on Erangel in terms of being in a position to go everywhere you want to. I think that Erangel has become so much easier to navigate that yeah, it's just not. It's not as
Binks, you are looking supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Love you, Lawrence. Bye.
An insane start. Not only in terms of just looting potential, but just getting out there onto the road straight away. A lot of vehicles in terms of the spawns as well. It's easy peasy. It's easy peasy.
Yeah, so much so that you see, you know, these teams actually dropping a little bit further from that location just to get the vehicles on board, just a little farther out. And sometimes you do see casualties here and there because of that, but right now, not the case. And I mean, Twisted Minds knows that
लड़के रेस करने वाला system
is going to take huge pot shots at one another or just wait on out, get their loot done, and then be moving on most of the time, unless somebody gets a bit feisty.
Look at the leaderboard, right? I think the only surprise for me right now is S8UL. Well, S8UL and No Slack. I think those are the two surprises. I think everyone on that top 8, I would expect them to be up there. Maybe not in the order they're in right now, with No Slack at the top. But yeah, I do think S8UL is the sort of surpriser. But they have had some tough circles today. And they are playing from the outside edge a lot of the time. But
Yeah,
this is one of the, I was going to say, this is one of the first times they've actually been in the circle early enough. So I do think this is the game to get something done.
Yeah, now what's funny is actually some of their success from Rondo has been off the back of having to kind of chase circles, right? Playing kind of edge plays. But the problem is that a lot of those games that have actually yielded success for this roster when it comes to playing edge play and kind of chasing in on circles have been like far west
लॉरेंस भाई सुनने में आया कि ज्यादा बकचोदी करोगे तो पट साइड हो जाओगे.
So yeah, we will see what they're able to get done. I'm a little bit surprised-ish, right? Because sometimes there's been, you know, when they were beating, when they were question mark, there's been stinker days, but then they come back with like a 70-point day next day, and you're just like, oh, yeah, okay.
तो फाइनल जीतेगा उसका हेवी पॉइंट्स है,
no problem at all.
वही जाएगी.
They do that sometimes.
I mean, a lot of teams do
दोनों
have
फाइनल
that
से
in
एक
them,
एक टीम जाएगी
right?
बेसिकली.
Seems to be
यही तो मैं बोल रहा था.
pathogen that spreads from team to team.
I knew it.
Where they have these horrible days. And again, because this is a
अब
marathon,
मेन क्वेश्चन है कि
this is
अपने
just 5
पास
games
लूट है
today,
क्या?
but there is
वो
10
मेन
more
क्वेश्चन है
still
अभी.
upcoming. So it's not the end of it.
बोर्स ने हमको चारों तरफ से घेर लिया वाला सीन है भाई.
S8UL, they might have that last game finale, right? The grand finale that they showed us over last weekend during the qualifiers.
I will say, just to kind of round things out for this S8UL, the one thing that I'm a little bit surprised by right now is the fact that I think they're all in one building, just looking around, which is not like the norm when you're looking to claim like central spots on Rondo or any map for that matter, right? You kind of would like to go for a 2-2, sometimes even 1-1-2s, sometimes if you're feeling really spicy, 1-1-1-1, and seeing if you can actually get something done from there. So for them all to be in exactly the same location right now is a little surprising to me. Well, I guess we're waiting for a circle for them.
Pretty much.
surprising कि नहीं.
As is the case a lot of times on first circle on Rondo. Plenty of space to work with on this map. Just a ginormous map in general to traverse through, just in terms of land mass that is available on this one.
Huh?
But again, I am sort of glad we don't have a southeast circle on this one. I think we've seen so much in PEC so far.
वही मैप है जहाँ अंकित ने मुझे गाली दिया था. अभी अंकित ने तेरे को कब गाली दिया, मेरे को कैसे मालूम लगा?
Yeah, included has been Jadina and then shifted away from, right? Like, it's very rare we ever get it. And it's I think Mark said he's had one. I've never actually
bro, this is some crazy dip
in Jadina City.
Bro, this is some crazy dip, bro.
Uncommon, as Virtus Pro now has been able to make their move up from that south side here just a little bit. And we'll be moving a little further up. But for them, this is basic. They think it's basically kind of just a checkpoint location at the moment, right? Eventually, we feel like we're probably going to have to move probably what is normal is just south of test track or west of test track. See how they're going to actually.
Bhai, what a cute van.
Well, honestly, I mean, Dan Ching's like a winning position as well. If the circle does move down towards the south. I wonder if they leave a backstop here potentially whilst they scout further over towards that north side. There's no reason not to poke your nose in on the north over towards Bushido Wildcats.
Magic karo, nahi, blur
just in case we do get that southern shift on the circle. There's a very, very strong position to play in. That is wishful thinking, though.
I am dipping in chocolate.
Wishful thinking.
Huh? Paneer?
Not at all. Mr. Kovalevich here for No Slack, doing a lot of the talking. Not too much surprise there at all. One of the masterminds behind some very strong performances from teams in the past. If you're unfamiliar with Kovalevich, he's been able to do some great work for the likes of the X-Phase guys, X-Therathon 5 guys.
हम लोग के बाजू में पूरा टीम है और हम लोग एक्चुअल में एक पॉइंट पे 4 बंदे.
A worldwide master of PUBG.
वो एक बार घर तो दिखाओ कैसा घर है वो. पता चला एक नेड़ में 4 गब्बू हो गया.
For like on this great leadership with some very gifted players.
Zone जाएगा टॉप साइड पे.
It's a bit of it's a lovely recipe, honestly, for success. And again,
top right के जगह पे top left पे zone बन गया ना, तो it's little safer.
Is that
high word question mind के जगह पे.
With anyone in the lobby, I think it's a very, very hard thing to do where you come into a lobby like this and you don't play nervously. I think if you're one of the top teams, it's very hard not to play nervously into this one. As much as you might psych yourself up going into it, being like, we're just going to play our game. Every team here is a no-name team. Like typically that's how you'd have to play, right? You have to play as if no one has none of this previous success. You're just playing into strong teams. That's it. I mean, I think for NoSide to come into this one, and they've just been taking names. And honestly, at some point, it's quite disrespectful. I would say, not to players, but in terms of like in game, where there's some of the peaks they take, some of the plays they make. It's astonishing. It really is.
Hey, गाड़ी मेरे को दिक्कत नहीं.
Yes, it is.
फील्डिंग सेट किया लेकिन प्रॉब्लम क्या है मालूम है कोई लड़ ही नहीं रहा है तो जब कोई नॉक फिनिश नहीं हुआ है कोई रेस के लिए आएगा ही नहीं उधर
okay to being all in one spot like this is technically if somebody gets knocked at least you're not having to reinforce and you can get things going but circle shift and it is extremely hard north and now that is going to force all of those teams down in the south to get a hoof in fast. That is a brutal shift for those teams down in the south side here. The great migration is going to begin. But the funny thing is that even the teams that are already in the circle are like, okay, let's go and try and take that position on the high ground as close as possible. It negates if anybody lands on top of that as well. Virtus Pro's doing some damage here to Bushido Wildcats down in the south. So Virtus Pro's actually not moving as quickly as some of the other teams, but actually everybody's in the cars now. I'm just seeing just waiting around. He's probably just waiting for just get going. Oh, he's got his car too.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you could pick up some players as they're getting to vehicles, pop a tire or two, as they're leaving, like that's high value. That is very, very high value, especially as you're passing by teams. And I think they spied this out beforehand. It seems, Kalaris, where they spotted with Bushido Wildcats. They've had someone wrap high ground. This is a tough leave now for Bushido.
Yeah, I will say, I think that technically speaking, this is actually doing the lobby a huge favor. Why? Because Bushido was wanting to go for an emergency pickup, and you could assume that they were wanting to emergency pickup straight onto the pillar. And if that had happened, you having a team up there was a huge, huge problem. But them not being able to use that at all, I mean, that's
कौन सा पिलर अच्छा जहाँ पे कोई जा ही नहीं सकता.
But that's done the lobby a favor.
वो वाला ना यहाँ पे एक कोई तो एक माउंटेन है जहाँ पे जा नहीं सकते तुम लोग को सिर्फ इमरजेंसी लेके ही जाना पड़ता है माउंटेन पे.
Bushido Wildcats leave them to fend off behind them. That delays other squads. That's going to delay Team Nemesis. Benefits them as well in the long run. But yeah, I think you're right that the big structure to pay attention to is this height over towards the northeast side. There's a lot of cheeky areas to play in the PGG though. They're losing Zabilla. Senpai from Boars will find that one. I too am also just as upset that does mean wolf in another language because I am a basic speaks one language only. I should be ashamed of myself.
Correct. We're just simple northern boys. That's all we are.
We're just normal northern lads. That's it.
Most people where we're from haven't moved from like 5 kilometers, 5 miles around where they live. They still all live there. So, you know.
I'm basically
total कितना आने अपने को 3 दिन मिला के top 1 पे आने का.
So anyway, stop this.
Just doxing myself live on stream. Classic.
One of the things that was interesting about all of those teams moving north was that S8UL was actually trying to also do that, but realized that there was just too many teams moving up north. So they moved back south to the south side of Test
mountain
track
chat,
try and make something work. That does not necessarily
BT देने वाला.
Is he? No, there's no way.
Yeah,
is he going to parachute? He's parachuting! He's parachuting! I love it, but I think he's missing the high ground. No!
Wait, swung it back in.
He's got a bit.
It looked kind of bad. It looks less bad now.
Yeah. It could have been really high on up, but this actually gives you quite a lot of cover, this location. There is a world where people moving right below you kind of are in nade range, but if the rest of his team is able to kind of hold it down at the bottom, then, you know, jobs are good. And
you have to have a very strong arm on you to get a nade up there, no?
Heavy angle.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get up on that little ledge.
All right, fair play.
But anyway.
I trust in you. The Soccer does move away from it, so it was all for naught. VP have found an E-pickup and are going to be dropping out alongside Neox around Na'Vi, actually.
Wait a minute.
This is a bit of a bold approach.
The circle's gone test track in the Ox Factory.
Yeah.
Okay, all hands on stations. Quick.
Bhai,
Okay, how are
bach
teams
gaya
can actually react to this? Because there's so many teams currently outside in test track and the Ox Factory. They're going to be scrambling for not many spots. There really is a lot of open terrain north of this location. Oh my god, if we go into test track and the Ox Factory in a circle, this is going to be insane.
Yeah, it'll be a great circle. I love the rooftop
क्या लगता है एक
engagement
लेफ्ट में आएगा क्या
styles
chat?
it's great to see.
अभी अपना heavy fight होने वाला है भाई कैसे तो अपन जोन में है
just on the northern side.
yeah.
They found a great spot for themselves.
क्यों इतने लगे रहती है अभी अच्छा है अभी जोन अच्छा है अभी आ गया
They ended up there anyway. After all that
भाई अभी अपन
bluster about
अच्छे
central
एक्चुअल में
top
अच्छे में
locations,
अगर
that is kind of funny
नेक्स्ट
that
वाला
they're
शिफ्ट
all
उस
locations.
तरफ
I
टॉप
like
साइड
that a
में नहीं
lot.
हुआ ना
Now,
तो
what
अपन
Nose
थोड़ा
Tackles
अच्छे
do was
इसमें
interesting. They sent Scav as one, and he's up in the air at the moment, and Mike just lays it down. There's going to be so many people shooting at him. He's opened his parachute very
Kisko
early
milega
as well, but the rest of No Slack actually moved in south side against it, so
Ever
Scav's
को
gone.
मिला
No, that's good though. That means there's so many of the
info.
teams from that
Team
north,
मार
from the Ox Factory are looking towards
तीन
him.
टीम ने मिलके एक
It's a
बंदे को
little
नहीं
bit
छोड़ा
too
बे
little
हवे
too late. I
में
mean, Navi did have a peek it over towards Scav, were taking shots.
I
But
thought it was a
Nose Tack-
distraction.
I thought it was a distraction. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Conor Levy did get some good info, but it was for naught in the end. But it was cool.
Yeah, I'm dubious about the
Habibi,
distraction. The one thing
Habibi
that they
is
can
में
do
भी
from it, though,
Habibi.
Blank, is that they could actually backfill where the S8UL was, because S8UL all went all the way through to the middle, into the middle of test track as well as Neox. So that means there is technically some locations open. I just don't know whether or not they've read that those buildings in the middle of test track are open.
I mean, I have to frame it like it was a play. For
I
No
like
Slack,
it. I like it.
Because otherwise, what he's done there is he sacrificed himself for no
Well,
reason.
he went up,
Pero
and I assume he went up before the
marte,
circle
be.
popped, just to be like the info as well as maybe actually like be able to take a spot. But when you get this as a circle, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. This is a rough one. This is gonna be a rough one.
Exactly. I mean,
भाई
it's one
मेरे
of those
हिसाब से
things
end
where
zone
it's-
तक
it's,
बहुत
do
टीम
we
बचेगा
really need to scout Neox? I'm pretty sure there's going to be players in there.
North's about to go
Need to be
crazy.
ready for
by the
classes
way.
on us as
We're
well.
going
हम
to
सर
see the team
हम लोग
comms on
सेंटर में
Virtus Pro,
सेंटर
see
में
what they
नहीं है हम
currently
लोग
think, considering they're coming in on the north side of Neox.
सेंटर
Let's
पे तो
listen.
नहीं है लेकिन
Next one blue zone.
मतलब मैनेजेबल है वैसा वाला है
Crossing.
Dude, there is that guy. Fucking. He might
That's free,
land
PGG
3
2.
seconds, the guy.
कौन बोला fucking
PG3, sorry.
Yeah, he's gonna land
Good
now.
rest, PW rest.
Celtic
Yeah,
South.
good rest.
He's gonna land
Good
straight
south
south.
for us. How do we kill Navi? Like, like we are
Oh,
AFK.
it's
Let's
testing
fucking.
the ops.
Do we need to? Like when they
I
push
think
us, like how do we fucking?
I think we can hold
Okay.
them from us if it's still on us. Like if you can later on come to us, and then we
Cannot
take
come
I
to
love
For us to
listening
come
to
to us
pros,
because
man.
the group guy
एक
can
टीम
just
गई
kill
बे
us.
पूरा
Comes cars on you.
It's like you're
Play
expecting
that together,
some
play
kind
together. We
of
cannot help you,
high-level
boys.
analysis, and they're winging it. They're
Oh.
winging it just as much as we are. They're trying to
Lick
figure out
gaya
how they're going
abhi.
to deal with Navi, which I think is the main takeaway
Nah,
from
lick
here.
gaya na.
How do they deal with them? For them right now, with
T1 की
Bushido
team
Wildcats
गई.
coming in from the south side, that's something that they have to capitalize on.
Oh,
They
Slick
need
नहीं
to
गया
herd
बे
Bushido Wildcats onto Navi before them, Kale.
चैट स्लिक ने
Well,
भी
you saw
जगह
it,
ले
but this is-
लिया
I can't believe No Slack got away from that send. Boss has been able to take down the rest of Ascent here,
Lol.
but I can't believe No Slack has only had one casualty here, maybe so far with Kovalevi actually going down to that nade. They managed to thread the needle through all the way here to this compound, or building, I guess you could call it. So somehow, some way, they've made it in alongside Twisted Minds. In the north, there's going to be a lot more
ब्रो
fighting
मेरे को
going on.
सच्ची लग रहा है राइट टॉप पे जाएगा
On the side, Aries though looking fantastic.
क्वालिटी ऑटो पे
As
शायद
per
आपका
usual.
कौन सा ऑटो है एचपी है
No,
उधर
this guy actually, honestly, is my goat. I do love Aries.
Okay.
टॉप राइट में
Fantastic
जाएगा
player.
सर्कल
Some
Chat.
killer moments throughout last weekend for this guy, keeping the team in check. Team Vitality moving across, trying to take some shots there with the 4x. A little bit of an awkward spray there for Justice. Not too many bullets left either. Mika did swing round, but a bit of a dangerous thing to be doing versus the Leviathan himself. But there is a shot from the sidelines.
Oh my
as
god
Justice
पूरी
rocks
टीम
up.
खत्म हो
Yeah,
गई
Vitality out. I just think a lot of these teams in the north are like, what do we do? Where do we go? Like, there's nowhere really to go at the moment. Unless you want to crash into the Ox Factory and test track. This is ridiculous. Defex here going to try and hold down the road side as well.
Nemesis भी आ
Just trying to
गई,
drive away.
साफ
Get out of
करने।
dodge here for the Mythov. But the rest of Nemesis is just wanting to open up a firing line. I think that the north side, for Nemesis right now, just shoot at everything. Don't even try and crash. Just see what you can get killed as quickly as possible. Get those kill points on board, because I don't think you're surviving into the late game here.
Well, the thing is, This is a circle that Team Nemesis is very comfortable with, though. They love playing these outside zones. Yes, you're totally right, Kalaris. I completely agree. Probably not making towards the end game, but this is what Nemesis does best, is that they capitalize off a game like this. They'll get a lot of kill points. They'll get a decently high placing. But it will still be a big positive for them in the long run. We'll see how they do play this one out, but you're right. I mean, if it's a case of we're listening in with VP and they're saying, how do we play this? You can only imagine the comms from these players out in the fields.
Yeah, they got such a free entry into the Ox Factory as well. And they're like, well, I guess we'll just sit here and chill for the moment whilst the chaos unfolds up in the north side. Another nade goes forward, posted towards that rock, as it does fall away. It doesn't do too much damage. Schengens, though, does against Marcel. As now Na'Vi's found themselves in a bit of a fight with the Virtus.pro, who's got foldable shields out. They're up on the paper. They're up on everything here in this office to try and hold out anybody moving forward. What are they shooting at? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I'd also be pretty afraid of Hakatori.
Fair.
Just sending shots back towards him. There's a YouTube channel out there just completely dedicated to this guy's boss. It shows you what kind of player he is. Nice shot from
Okay, with this shift, there is a lifeline for the north side. Oh, Boars here destroying Hive on this north side. There is a lifeline actually opening up because it shifted north slightly off Neox Factory and Test Track. The fact that, technically speaking, whichever team wins that out, and if they get another hard shift, there is a world where they actually could convert big points off the back of placement, never mind kills.
I do think for Team Nemesis Boars, a lot of teams might need to leave, like you say, in which case, maybe you don't get a chicken dinner, but there is a lot of kill points to have here. If this shifted on towards the south side, I don't like that any of these teams left, and Team Nemesis would be scrambling for some points. But we get into that stage. Starry Skies, though, Kalaris, going in with a Hail Mary from the east.
Okay. We'll see where they actually want to go. There's not that many spots to play. You can maybe...
Technically देखा जाए तो अपना एक point है याद रखना. Technically देखा जाए तो
here are kind of elevated, so people are going to have lines of sight on you. Twisty Minds was shooting in their direction there for just a little bit of time. As look at this, Na'Vi's still just trying to delay out Virtus.pro or deal with it. Starry Skies is actually moving in north of them. They realize they can't survive in the fields for as long as they may want to, so they're going up against what is the solar panelings and everything like that alongside the Neox Factory. There's quite a bit of cover there. You can actually exist on that corner for a little while, especially if you've got vehicles available to you as well to kind of cover some of those lines of sight.
I'm still as surprised as you are about no slack. I mean, they did lose one more player, so they're down to IXC as well as Sata. So a very similar setup to last game. We saw how far they got into that one. Shido Wildcats, they wrap back off that southwest side of Neox Factory and have settled to the east edge of S8UL.
Oh my god, ये वो था ना, वो C4 था.
Calm down, not dead.
It's a good blue zone. Okay. Very good blue zone. Delay the push. Especially at this stage of the game, it's like that does hurt going into it.
Okay, no, it's just a smoke. I thought maybe it was a blue coming through again. If we were going to double up the blues, then it'll be a bit more of a problem. But you would just fall back as Spiro on that kind of spot. Still a little bit there to be able to work on with.
Oh,
right side.
Wow, okay.
This is such a problem. This is such a problem circle. Look at Starry Skies moving in on the solar panels once again. Twisted Minds can see them, but they made the cross with no casualties. That's unbelievably important. Yeah, okay, Vazo is knocked now. But they should be able to get him up if we've got some smokes in the car fort.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, Everlong now need to move out. I mean, they've been banking on this position on the eastern side, been playable for a long time, and I do think Starry Skies put themselves in a bit of a precarious situation with that 2-2 split, but they had to give themselves options, whereas Everlong is now sort of out of luck in that department, where moving out from this position, they're going to get shot at by a lot of different teams. Now, I love the setup right now from Virtus.pro. They have players locking the rest of Na'Vi down on this corridor. But they have VP and Curexy still grabbing a lot of information, and Beamy has this side angle. Pre-fire goes through. Monitors. It's a massive molly, and Na'Vi gets burnt to pieces.
Wasn't it a gas can? Didn't he explode a gas can?
हाँ
I mean, it might have been the full
gas
trap.
can से
I'm not sure.
molly
But
आता है
regardless of
क्या?
the fact they were burning, and that is a double for Nixie. What an insane play coming out from them, setting this up and causing them so much problems.
Oh
As
my
Nixie
God,
takes down
sir,
Hakatori
दो
as
बंदे
well.
लोग.
He's doing the whole team.
On the top of the stairs, gets a shot in Nixie.
Bro, दो
Looks
बंदे लोगों ने.
absolutely fantastic.
अपन ने किसको तो knock किया, chat?
The steak is
किसको तो kill मिला अपने को एक.
and cooked to
भाई,
perfection.
भाई,
And Navi is out. If it was a gas can,
खतरनाक.
that is a hell of a
अपने एक ही
play.
बंदा बचा है.
I was looking at the map whilst it happened, but anyway, that's crazy. What a hold from Virtus Pro here, showing why they are champions. As Fantasia Ashley able to shut down what's going on against Nemesis on the other side. S8UL though here against Bushido Wildcats, trying their very best to scramble around this corner because they're going to have the blue pushing them here very, very soon. Nemesis has gone in the north.
बेस्टलोच ने
Tactics from Twisted Minds. We've been fairly
अपन
quiet.
एक ही बंदा कैसे मारा कौन अपने को?
Team Nemesis gets
ये लोग नहीं.
flat back, but still they come away with this game with 8 kills. Like I said, they were always going to find some kind of value out of this match. They're very used to playing these types of zones. They like these types of zones, in fact. So
मिल सकता है रेस शायद ना.
decent stuff that puts them in first place for now. But NoSack is still living, and they're in the top 8 now. So gaining those placement points
Bro,
as
उसने
time
मार दिया
does
क्या?
go on. S8UL lose Phil first. Now it's looking a little bit more scary as time goes on, as they're down to one player now. It is a 1v1 between both these players.
Yeah. Tough stuff ahead. Shotgun in hand, though. Oftentimes, I'd always kind of favour that in these kinds of moments. But he's quite unhealthy. Quite low on health. Bit difficult here to really make something work. Oh, nice nade. Only 3 damage, though. They sees him. He's smoking him. He knows exactly where he is behind that.
Good flashbang.
He is.
Oh, Jesus, head round the
क्या
side and we'll take him
flashbang
down.
pickup है?
Yeah, it's a good flashbang. I mean, the smoke comes through, but as soon as his position was revealed, I mean, Crossbow could just run into it, right?
Yeah.
इतना खतरनाक फ्लैश होता है क्या?
To counter that
ये
kind
तो
of
1 2 3
flashbang because
वाला scene हो
he
गया.
knows exactly where he is. If you throw it on top of him, it's so hard
Where do you
to
look?
avoid being flashed.
You got
so
the blanket
hard.
over your head. It's
Yeah.
a problem.
पग बैंड जोन तक पहुंच ही नहीं पा रहे बे अपने 4 बिड लोग.
It was a gas can, dude. It
Lovely.
was.
Oh my god, what a gamer.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
भाई ये लोग 2v4
They're
खतरनाक
very
खेले
creative
Crossfire.
about their traps, and that was fantastic
अपन
stuff
मरे
from Virtus
कैसे
Pro with the
लेकिन?
gas can. But now, Starry Skies, they don't want to be set alight on this one. Gonna send some smokes forward.
तो ना डे 2 में कमबैक होगा. एक और गेम है.
I mean, they're
एक
looking
और
to take back
एंगल है
that
लाला.
first place spot. They lost a little bit early today, but 2 massive games on
Last
day
game
one.
chicken
It's a
चाहिए अभी.
really
Last game
promising
chicken
start
चाहिए.
for
थोड़ा
Virtus
vibe
Pro
चाहिए
if they
chat.
can constitute it.
नीचे
QX is
is
starting to
नीचे.
move forward here alongside with Nixie, who has been an absolute demon for the squad. Look at the stun grenades going through. Smokes will cover
3
them off
4
for the
हुए
time
हम
being.
जोन में जाते
They do
जाते
have
हुए
side
ना.
swag available to them.
वही देख नहीं पाए कि कैसा हुआ.
Rook's gonna be on the jump around here, trying to deal with him. Exactly
स्मोक
how
को
they
डाला. स्मोक
moved
के
in
थ्रू
underneath
मरे
them.
नॉक को या क्या हुआ वो देख नहीं
It gets a
पाए.
bit problematic
Pre
though when the
cook nade हुआ क्या?
Nixie changing this color of his room all the time. Oh, it changed again. Oh, is he going to be in the blue zone soon? But Nixie, let's go around this corner. Yeah, the problem is that when the smokes are down and there's like foldable shields in the way, cars in the way and stuff like that, it really limits the movement. So he's going to actually bring down that foldable shield. Love that. Not enough people do that. But he has 400 ammo on that AUG. What am I watching? That is so much ammo. That means he doesn't have much utility, which is kind of a problem towards the late game. Straight around the corner, doesn't do too
खत्म
much.
करना
QX
है
down
क्या
into
वो लोग
Vazo.
शायद
2
दिन में इवेंट खत्म
Good shot from
करेंगे.
Lucas from the backside. This does reinstitute
Nixie.
VP right in this engagement. Nixie moves forward, finds
Nixie.
another.
क्या
He is looking
मारा बे.
fantastic. Listening to Caramel dancing in his room with the rainbow
क्या
lights on full
मारा
display.
बे.
But he is vibing to this game. He is absolutely vibing to this game.
वापस 4
The problem for
man
Everlong is he's the kind of guy that can hit those long-range sprays. So you've got to be very careful here as Everlong. I cannot believe Everlong has somehow, someway been able to get themselves up on the north side of this circle, and they are surviving.
ये लोग को भी
They
आगे
will have
जाना
to move
पड़ेगा ना.
slightly off of this high ground. Hopefully
ये
they've
लोग
got a
को
few
भी
more
आगे
smokes
जाना
available
पड़ेगा.
to them. And it looks like
लेकिन ये लोग को झाड़ वाड़ का
west
कवर
side
मिल
of this,
जाएगा.
Twisted Minds and No Slack are still alive and kicking.
I mean, for NoSack, this is fantastic. I mean, they're only getting more placement points off the back of this one. Twisted Minds, though, again, quietly do maneuver themselves into a late game off the back of this one. 4 kills, nothing to scoff at, to be honest with you. Everlong, surprisingly, are still alive, able to maneuver themselves over towards that north side. 15 points on the day, though. Honestly, it's not terrible. It is not terrible from this squad.
Not so far. I mean, they should be able to get more off this as long as they can survive on that northern side. We'll see, though, again, the circle might be a bit testy. It's very rare I actually get to play out circles like this just outside. But Lucarux takes down Verstoy to start things off on this west side. It's going to be quite impactful. How much can No Slack deny Twisted Minds from moving on through? Because they are 4 alive here, Blank.
It's a huge delay on Everlong, right? Getting that knock there is massive. It's a good shot from Sata. Over towards Lou. Twisted Minds loses one player. Sata will send out another nade, but it's a great one thrown back towards him. Lou goes down. That's a 3v1, looking very unlikely for IXC to live this one. Another nade in, the pre-fire around the corner. Kirexi will find for Story.
Don't need to set his on fire. Take down the bullets here, but Virtus Pro actually completely eviscerating him. They're going for the big push as well. You can see the car actually blitzing forwards here for it. They clean them up completely, and now it is Virtus Pro versus Twisted Minds. 2 massive contenders, 2 titans able to rule Test Track and Neox Factory.
This has been an insane game for Virtus Pro. The grenades haven't even had the gas cans. These guys are having a barbecue right now. They're looking for a little bit more. The Lynx AMR in the hands of Perfectix. We know he can hit.
Yes, we do. He's been an absolute monster with this in the past. The 99.89%
I think
Twisted Minds an incredibly fortified location in the middle of a field. Like the fact that there is so much deployable cover here, this could be massive for Virtus Pro after what a test of a game this really was. Twisted Minds, they've been sat up here.
I think this is. I think Twisted Minds
move from the buildings, which is normally their drop spot. But Virtus Pro's on the warpath, man. This has been an excellent game.
I mean, Twisted Minds have had to hack through a lot of squads to get here. But now they're pulling out the axe to deal with Virtus Pro. And it swings down as a guillotine approach. They do find 2. And VP, they're fumbling right now. Lou will find Beamy with that nade. And now Nixie has to put on a performance of his lifetime. We'll find one off the back of it into a 3v2.
I think Twisted Minds just didn't have to expend any of their utility in a lot of the fights that they'd taken prior, just to maybe 1 or 2 nades to be able to dislodge No Slack, but they've been able to come out from their normal with massive amounts of gear to make this work. Nixie down as well. It's all on Lucarux to try and do something here. He was trying to get the revive off on Kirexi here to make something happen, but I don't know. The angles are just too held. There's a Lynx AMR in hand. He's going to be peeking around these bushes. He doesn't even have hard cover. They know that Lou's going to be pushing them here. Virtus Pro should have nothing left, but they do take down Lou.
It's a good stun grenade sent through there to buy them
some time.
At the opportune moment, bullets are sending through the smoke, and he has to throw something back. Example will find Kirexi. Lucarux will fight back over towards Perfectix. 1v2 now. Stuns over the top. The blue starts to tickle them from behind. There's a chance here for Lucarux.
Oh my god, hello!
Out of nowhere, it's a barbecue on Rondo. Fire in the flame for them.
Are you guys kidding me? Bacha karing? The fuck?
What a performance from Virtus Pro. They started off the day with a win, and then they've just ransacked Neox Factory and absolutely evicted Twisted Minds in the very last moments. What a game. Virtus Pro 2 wins on the day. Let's bring back Avenger. This is Avenger. This is a mental game.
Yeah, I didn't know that Virtus Pro is the landlord of Neox Factory and Test Track here. Evicted Na'Vi, evicted Twisted Minds of their home turf. Absolutely crazy scene. So well played by Nixie. 1K club for him, I believe, this one. Or at least it was close. I saw the 990 something, I think it was. So absolutely insane. And Lucarux, the double stun to close it off. They try to make a push for it, but yeah, he was able to shut that down, guys. You can breathe a little bit, but wow. What a game.
What a game. What a game.
What a volley.
What a molly. Sometimes when it comes to rondos, I think they're very formulaic. I think we get a lot of circles that are quite predictable how they're going to kind of play out, but as soon as we have Neox
fresh match, done in, I will have it.
Bedlam here towards the end, especially.
Pago, it's 12.
Yeah, it was an insane match. Honestly insane. And we've had some...
You have to wake up at 9:30. I'm telling you once again.
I've seen in a long time here on PUBG, the PEC. Again, this game was so fun. I mean, the Hatchet Man in Twisted Minds hacking their way through on the western side, only for VP to burn the whole forest down right at the end there. It's such an incredible result for them from Lucarux at the end, especially when it's been Beamy and Curexy and Nixie really pulling up a lot of the weights these past few games for Lucarux to pop off in that moment. I mean, the teams are got to be absolutely out of their minds at the end of that game. You just love to hear the team comms on it.
I mean, they're firing on all cylinders to the point where, yes, they won PGS3, but that performance alone on international soil was insane and actually such an incredible lead against the international competition. But now here, watching these two wins, especially this one, Avenger, there's no doubt in my mind this team is podium at the World Championship, if not winning the World Championship, as long as they're able to bring this kind of form as well as the PGS3 form, because they're crazy right now.
Mangala CPMS, Mangala CP, कैसा बेटे?
Do it after having 2-6.
बेटे, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? डाउनलोड करके रखिए, बेटे. It's time to show the world father-son duo in variety. It's time बेटे. क्या W? ये चीज बाद में पता चलेगा. Time to go PUBG Pro. Just saying, तो वैल्यू में अभी भी बन सकते हैं.
Just minds, we always expect them to be up here. Example.
लेकिन उसके बारे में आप भी बात नहीं करेंगे कि PUBG बेस्ट गेम है.
I'm sorry, Avenger, but your 1K club has been rescinded. 999 damage.
I'll round it up in Mario.
He had the wrong laces on.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. If he'd have tripped up and caused himself 1 damage, then we'd have maybe counted that as well towards the very end.
One more tick from the gas can.
Really cool stuff though to see. What a game, what a performance, what circle shifts, right? The fact that blank we have, even if Tex Track and Neox aren't in, just so many hard shifts, really causing so many problems. And this E pickup was instrumental for VP to even make this happen.
Yeah, the fact they're able to get in on this one, the timing is really, really well thought out as well. It's just as the circle pops, and they quickly make the decision to push on this side. This is fantastic as well. I mean, they must have had so many smokes to make this happen. They completely blanketed this room as well, so it's a very difficult push when it comes down to it. The Navis come in, they barely see the gas can on top of the trash can either. You're just fumbling as soon as you run into the room there and you're on fire. You're like, what has happened? But yeah, incredible fights all around, really scrappy. But when it came down to it, it really did feel like VP was always in control, trading off their lives for better positioning.
Yeah, it's funny because technically if it was a molly, like molly requires some setup time in the moment, right? But the gas can needs nothing other than a few shots to be able to pop it.
I was going to say that the cool part about that is that he gets the pre-fire and the damage tick off the back of the pre-fire. So his pre-fire is just as good in that moment and is popping the can. Man, it's cool. It's cool to see.
Yeah, it's really awesome. As we take a look at the final moments here as well, and Lucarux being able to use this smoke to full potential, really cleaning up the final moments of this game. Definitely saving the game for them was Lucarux there with this 3-piece at the very end. So Martin, it's well, yes, technically there's 4 horses at the top. 3 days though, 3 days. People can easily make that up. You know, we've got 11 games left, Martin. Hold on.
Yeah, we're gonna hold our horses here, guys. But yeah, it's I said a 4-horse race, maybe a 5-1. I did not expect this to be my 4 horses that is currently making it. But what a foundations and what a separation they've built themselves already. 20 points here. It's cool to see though. But for my case here, it was 3 kills Lucarux got in the end off stun grenades against world-class players. Against, in the very end, 1v1 versus example, right? Perfect stun grenades to hit and lock that one out. Beautiful play here from VP and Lucarux.
Well, I think we're ready to hear from some team comms. I hope it's Virtus Pro doing something crazy at the end. Let's listen in.
Knock one.
Nice shots. I
This
think I'm
fighting
gonna
it.
run.
Nice.
We have to go.
One stopping on floor.
Blow. To her, you
Took us again. Net green.
I don't have. I'm
Don't
pushing. I'm just pushing.
I'm netting it. Chill.
Knock green.
One more.
Orange is
Last
left.
guy.
Orange last guy. Orange, I
Watch
think.
your twisted.
Orange.
He's one hit.
Nice.
Купи.
Дал шот. Сликсы на тройке.
На тройке?
Да, даю молик дал.
On the shield, 3 guys. Pushing right, full open.
Nice.
On the shield, chill. I'm resing.
I know.
Не рестаются, пикают. Рестают тройку.
Есть что кинуть?
Есть смог кинуть?
Нет.
Жизнь.
Рестали еще одного.
Справа за смоком.
Килли, Сема. Отойди от...
Метку ставлю, метку.
Отойди от щита.
Играй. Бля, я мусор ебаный.
Proning green. Look up. Proning green. Take green. Nice.
Get the flash.
Last two shield. Exactly in the shield.
भाई हालत होने वाला है
Exactly. One guy
मेरा
right closer.
एकदम हालत होने वाला है पंक्ति को जाने के सुबह
Yes.
मेड आने वाली है
No way you won.
मैं बराबर सो भी नहीं पाऊंगा वैसे भी नींद नहीं मिलेगा
I'm so glad we got to see both perspectives there, because what was so interesting, well, firstly, we wanted to hear the Virtus Pro kind of relief of winning
ये
that
रशियन
game,
में क्यों
and
बोल
you could
रहे
hear it at the very end. But also what was super interesting there, Martin, was seeing that Example actually missed quite a lot of those first spray shots, and that was instrumental in Lukarux taking the 4-piece against them in the end.
Yeah, insane. Not something
1v2
you usually
ने
see here,
1v3
but
था
definitely also difficult when,
पहला
first
उसने
of all, you're
प्रॉपर
hitting the
मारा
deck,
बाद
also
में पिंग
stun
पिंग कर
grenades
रहे
coming
थे
out
करके
towards you, and you're not maybe sure exactly where he's going to come through there, because there's so many pings, there's so much information that's kind of coming through, right? But yeah, what a play from Lukarux there to get the 4-piece to win the game against Twisted Minds here. Game 4.
दोपहर को लस्सी मंगाया था फ्रिज में रखा लस्सा हो गया थोड़ा सा
say that it's I think that when you watch that, it's like it's a case of, you know, the Twitter clips, it's like he whiffs so hard. It's like these pro players, they are so committed to the spray, right? When it comes through, that it's such muscle memory. You can't blame them for not readjusting that. Like, if he's always readjusting in those moments, like, you miss more than often. So I think it's completely fair in that moment. And Avenger puts it perfectly. Like, when you're prone, it's hard to readjust as well in that spot. So
yeah,
again, Lukarux just plays out his mind. It's an unfortunate moment, for example.
लस्सी आइसक्रीम जैसे लग रहा है
Crazy stuff. Well, we've all got to recover.
भाई ये
We've
तो
all got to
यम है
recover. And Martin, I'm getting
एकदम
word
यम
that
है
we're not wrong per se, but we didn't know that Scav was actually the main IGL and Kovo
अच्छा
was
थोड़ा
the
ठंडा ठंडा लग रहा है
co-IGL,
इतना
right?
गर्मी में
Yeah, heard from Scav himself.
It's good info.
Yeah, it's good info, and obviously Kova's information through that is obviously huge. But Scav main IGLing is cool. Both to be able to frag out and IGL like this for no slack on this day here must be a huge confidence booster from them.
That's hard to do, though. That is very, very hard to do. You've got to be super trusting in your teammates to make that happen. So
अब क्या ये best game खेलोगे next time
Also,
stream
I mean,
पर
a fragging IGL, like it's not often we get like big heavy fragger IGLs Avenger, right?
There's some, but it's
There's
hard.
some.
It's hard to succeed, and it's hard to succeed at the very top level. And so far, Scav
कोई
has
भी
done
गेम
today
में
that good.
आइजल नहीं मारता ना
Yeah, very impressive stuff alongside
CY
some heavy hitters as well.
T-Span.
No
CY
slack.
T-Span,
Because that's what we get to call them now. Heavy hitters. Look at how they're performing. I don't think coming into, I would say the cups, and then kind of coming into this, you would have probably
मेरा
said
ऑटो पे नहीं हो रहा है
that
मैनुअल भी
that's
नहीं
the
हो रहा
case,
है
but when you're
क्या
able to
करूं?
hang like this on PEC
Last month
finals,
से यही प्रॉब्लम आया
it's
था
undoubtable now
पता
after
नहीं,
watching
link
these
पे
4
click करके
games. Again,
देखो।
what a treat that last game was. We have one more game remaining as we compare
Chat,
example.
please,
Arguably for a lot of people,
positivity.
the GOAT going up against Nixie, who might just
पूरा
well be
positivity
future GOAT, blank,
चाहिए। हम
considering
लोग को
the way he's playing out,
at least
PGS3 win, MVP
top
there,
8.
looking what he does here, just crazy scenes.
Day 1 पे end करना
Yeah, I mean, for Nixie,
least.
it's been an incredible performance from him. Again, it does make me laugh. Again, the caramel dancing in the room, the rainbow lights going off. It's such a wild way to play, but it's working. He's doing well with it as we're going to head in towards our final match of the day.
Yes, we are. All right, Venger, we'll get you after
No way
the
अभी
game
left में
as
zone
it's
आएगा.
Erangel once again. The grassy
अब
pastures.
यासना
Who's
के
going to
यहाँ
be
पे
able
zone
to
आएगा.
prevail?
Right
And
side.
hopefully
upper
for the rest of
मिनटा
the
में
lobby,
easy zone
Virtus
में
Pro doesn't get
रहेंगे.
another win.
Oh fuck.
Yes.
I can
because that would
already
be
smell
not
a good
beneficial
match.
when it comes to catching them up, because teams are huffing and puffing right now, looking for a water break on the side of the road as well as they run this marathon. But VP is firmly ahead. It's stressful, definitely stressful at the moment. I think for Virtus Pro, you could round things out very strongly. Yeah, I think some teams feeling down their luck. For Twisted Minds, I don't think it's that bad for Twisted Minds. I actually think a second place there is a completely fine result for them.
Agreed.
And they have had strong results all day.
Second.
I got to agree. I was a bit concerned there at the north side if Melman was going to be dropping alongside Silas whilst and the other boys from Starry Skies, just in case they was trying to contend for a car, but not the case as Vazo's driven away. So all is good. Meanwhile, what else is going on here? As Virtus Pro's got themselves their usual split, the nice split across Ferry Pier, as well as some of the northern the compounds north of them. And oh my days, that is a north-north circle in one of the, well, potentially least customized locations on the entirety of Erangel. Sometimes when you get kind of west of Nolene and all the way down into that valley, it is just so open. So hopefully for these teams, we don't end there in what is just the barrens of Erangel.
Please,
yeah, the old pizza slice, the unfortunate area where you pretty much just relying on
impossible
a metal foundation. It's not fun. It's playable, especially in TPP. It's definitely playable, but I think it is an awkward area of the map to work around. So we'll wait and see. I generally like when we get those northeast circles up towards the western side of Stalva, and just along that coastline. Equally, like over towards the northwest side in the tree lines, that's also a fun one. But yeah, I do not like Yaz Lake. Really unfun.
Oh, it's a toughie. It's a toughie. As we are on board with good old Twisted Minds, the 700-time EMEA champions, alongside a litany of international trophies as well. The fact that they, unfortunately for them, got bodied in the end in that fight against Lucarux. Again, you know, small little differences could have been all the rage, right? The fact that Example, very uncharacteristically, misses quite a lot of shots in that spray against Lucarux there. When I kind of thought he was going to be dead to rights for the likes of Example.
Just saying, one of the world's best Navi
someone like Example, who has literally won every tournament that ever
existed.
Well, that's the thing with Twisted Minds. Unless they make a mistake, you never win in that situation versus them.
True, yeah.
Right. And that's just the way it goes down.
Look at the double nades at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
You don't win
against that team unless they make a mistake. And I think that is the thing for Twisted Minds. There is other teams inside of this lobby where I would say that it's way higher. I would go into that with Lucarux in a 1v2 and have an expectation that he might win that engagement. There I had not much confidence at all in Lucarux, as bad as that sounds, but well played to him. Well played to him.
No, exactly. I mean, you're going up against the most storied roster of all time in PUBG, basically. So it's we'll forgive the lack of confidence there for a second, but ours was misplaced. It should have been in Lucarux. Look at him running about, having a great old time, getting himself a UAZ on board. And he's done his team proud there so far. 54 points for Virtus Pro, 54 points for the PGF champions, whose eyes are set on the prize. They don't just want EMEA. Oh no! Oh, it pulsed up against the railing. He got PUBG'd.
You've been PUBG'd, son. M249 not quite ringing out how they'd like, and Halo My Badge does go down to Schengen. Dante also knocking Quizzy. It's a bit of a bombastic approach here for Team Vitality, and the swing round's going to come through. The rundown is there towards Halo My Bad, and it feels rough. Levante does move in, but Mogo with the hop out into the rundown. Whoa.
Crazy. Oh, and it's been stolen away as well. IXE. How is no slack everywhere? Well, what is... Okay, more points for no slack. I'm not against it. I love my Finnish brethren. I love Swami. Just in general, you know?
Fair enough. I'm on board with you. I too
Thank you,
love
good.
whatever you said. That
नॉक
was good.
वाले का वो किल मिलेगा क्या? नहीं रे,
Finland
उधर नॉक के करके
Oh,
पता
is
नहीं।
it?
Yeah.
वो मिल सकता है अभी
I didn't
मिल
know
सकता
that.
है चैट नॉक
Today
वाले
I
का किल।
learned.
Now you know.
Yeah. Coming back to the Scav situation with him being IGL and co-IGL being Kovalevi, that's tough. That is tough to do, but it is a massive benefit when you can make it work. You really need to trust in your teammates. Though. But if you can make that happen, you can have so much more information and be so much more trusting in a call made from a
अपन प्लेन में कैसे पता तुम लोग को?
that has more information.
कैसे पता अपन प्लेन में?
I guess the way to put it.
Yeah, the thing is, Scav is technically the most experienced player on the roster in terms of these regional events, actually being on the field, right? So it does make sense in that regard. As he's previously been with a lot of squads, even entering way back. As Mogos hit some nice shots here against No Slack, who's still kind of holding them in cube at the moment. You don't really want to be stuck in cube on a circle like this. You can stick around here for quite a while, but you do want to get moving.
तुम लोग इतना मल्टीटास्किंग कर रहे हो? क्या
Yeah,
बात कर रहे हो? हेलो?
From No Slack as well to hold on this northern side, you don't really want them wrapping above shooting range, right? Over towards that tree line. You want to keep that all for yourself, and they have a lot of time to play around with.
Are we cooking or getting cooked?
You don't really know where phase 2 circles
one
going.
match
So No
could have
Slack has
gone
nowhere
good.
to be better than this.
बाकी सारे मैच
No, true.
we played hide and
More
seek with
kill
us.
points on the board if you want, lads. See what's going to be going down. I mean, there are some teams that are centering up, but there's still ways.
एक मैच से जो अपन अच्छा खेल सकते थे.
Super fast.
चीजें लेफ्ट राइट हो गई.
You found a chicken, did
लेकिन
you?
बाकी सारे मैच I don't
on
think
the gas station.
कुछ
He's
गलत किया
proper
वैसे.
shocked.
Yeah.
Looks like example of that last game.
No, actually, no. Example barely has facial expressions.
Here
Don't
we
do
go.
that.
There he is. Oh! Is this a movie? Is this Hollywood?
कसम.
What's going on?
बाप रे
Well, he's
ये
been the
क्या
victim of
था
it.
बे?
He's the Sean Bean. He dies in
ये
every movie.
क्या था बे?
Next fun. He didn't quite pull a Mark Wahlberg, walk away from that
भाई
explosion
जोन
casually.
में भी आ गए. गाड़ियां भी मिल गई दो तीन
S8UL.
चैट तीन.
Again, northeast
Slow
side.
day.
It's a really slow day.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been a horrendous day though. I think Salik, EGG, TMO, Aries on the outside.
You flashed yourself. You flashed yourself. Back in. Okay, they've won. Don't worry.
जीत गया.
False alarm, guys.
भाई इसमें तो फ्लैश खतरनाक लंबा चलता है.
And then Salik's just flashbanging himself. The rest of the team's like, don't
भाई
worry, bro.
टीम होगा तो एकदम खतरनाक दिन है.
I think the issue on Junkyard and places like that, it kind of comes back to what I was saying before of like, this is one of the least customized locations in years and years and years of PUBG, right? So like when actually people pull up to these spots, there's just nothing to play. Like if you crash it, you sure as anything better be wanting to win that crash and get into the buildings fast. And PGG just rocked it.
Well, they did. Bushido Wildcats, they didn't see the circle at the beginning of the game. So they're rocking up from Sosnovka.
ये लोग के तो लग
They're
गए.
playing
ये
a
लोग के तो
different
लग
game right
गए.
now. I imagine that
ये
game
लोग
was
के लग गए.
search every single
100%
building for an E pickup,
ये टीम
and they
के
didn't find one.
हैशटैग के साथ लग गए.
You always got to make that
अगर
awkward
ये
call,
टीम ने
like,
एक और
you know,
टीम
when
कोई
you
भी
get to
टीम को
8
वाइप
minutes
किया
of the
ना
game, it's
मैं
over,
मान
we've
जाऊंगा.
gotta
ये लोग
get
का
it.
हैशटैग के साथ लग गया. हैशटैग.
That's a lot of my IGLing, and you know because we've played quite a few games, which is just very far.
अभी ये लोग वो
long
करेंगे
drop.
जो अपन ने
Everyone
तीन
gets the
मैप
gear
किया
that
है.
they want. It's like circles far away from us, guys. Find knee pickup quick, and then we don't find one. It's tough.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a tough time.
the sad drive in.
Yeah,
But,
the drive of shame.
The drive of shame, exactly. It's a very shameful maneuver.
Although you get to keep your car, so that's a bonus, you know.
चैट एने कर रहा है, एने कर रहा हूँ, मैं एने कर रहा हूँ.
Quite fast maneuver, and they can always wrap past Yaz Lake anyway, get into a position just
मेरा एने
underneath
खत्म
Star
होएगा
Wars.
8 बजे.
It's not a horrible approach.
पंको उठेगे 9:30 बजे.
Get drugs
वापस
in
मैं
the
उठूंगा.
water.
फिर मैं वापस सोऊंगा.
That is bad. That doesn't look good.
फिर बाद में
Team
मेड आएगी 12 बजे.
Fatality's had some good holdouts today, but then some of them gone quite wrong.
3 घंटा नहीं.
If I'm not mistaken, we even had one over on
Bro,
Tago, I
अब कैसे
believe.
जाए जोन में अपन?
We had a what?
where Team Vitality held out
PG
high.
के साथ fight लेना
and
पड़ेगा
it
ना
just
bro.
went badly.
Goal
And
मत
that's
नावी आ
almost
रहा है लड़ने के
VP.
लिए.
It might have been VP.
Bro, fielding set
Not
कर
sure.
सकता है नावी.
We'll keep thinking of
Lala.
that.
I'm trying. I'm racking my brain. Okay, I'm racking my brain. Hive's had a bad time when it comes to running into teams, but then somehow living versus teams that they run into when it comes to holdouts. So great play to them.
Sorry,
yeah, in the Masters last year, they were great
you.
at threading the needle, being able to somehow wiggle the way through teams and get into
Love
central
you,
positions
yaar.
very well. So for this day, middling, you know, 8th at the moment, 21 points for Hive. It's not bad at all, right? It keeps you in contention for a day like this compared to like, you know, the myth of, right, you've got 6 points, you get eliminated in last place. That's just like a very deflating performance. I mean, at least you could walk away and say, well, it can't get much worse than this, right? And then, you know, come back and play
You've qualified for day 2.
So
stop that. No, there's well, technically all 16 of these teams have qualified for day 2, Blank.
Exactly.
So I guess you're not wrong.
Everyone give you
तीन गाड़ी चार गाड़ी
I don't like that this is the thing that you've brought to PUBG as congratulations. Like in the playoffs, it was really egregious.
This is my crowning jewel, man. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna run with it until people are sick of it. Which part I may stop. I'm debating it. S8UL, they do head in towards Pizza Slice. Pretty awful place to play. They were scouting over towards the eastern side in terms of the compounds that sit around there, and they do get best to lock in.
Bro, इसका गाड़ी फोड़ दो खत्म. BW squad ही खत्म.
Play this spot.
वो compound इतना खतरनाक level का गंदा compound है ना.
Because before this was completely
वो compound में पैर रखा तो सीधा
dead.
लेकिन वो बंदा निकल गया पता नहीं कैसे.
Yeah, best loss Molodox. S8UL currently locking this down on no lean, seeing what they can see. The thing is you can move in alongside this as Bushido and completely negate the lines of sights for a moment, but eventually if you have to move in further, there is definitely spots that could be seen. So they're a little indecisive about where they want to go at the moment. I think they realize that the majority of spots any further into this circle are going to be taken. Technically, actually, the emergency room is not taken. It is mortar and nade fodder, so I don't know if they want to go there. They might go there. Eventually, we'll see.
They may have to go there.
VP तो रुक ही नहीं रहा है.
Ends up getting a rundown over towards Hive, and they're just running them down, chasing them.
Okay.
He swings out into the water. Nixie fishing rod out in hand, realizes he's in the deeps.
He said, "That's enough for me," and I'm gone. Actually, he's gotten away. Technically, he doesn't know where he is right now because he didn't see him underwater. Yeah.
He was very swift. He's got one of the dolphin badges.
Quick, name a famous swimmer. Phelps. There you go.
Bro, लेकिन main क्या मालूम है इसके पीछे ज़्यादा टाइम दे नहीं सकते VP.
Yeah.
अगर next 10 सेकंड में ये लोग को नहीं मिला ना वो बंदा इसको छोड़ के आगे चले जाएंगे.
To keep up with the Americans who just like make sports ball references all the time, I was just like, oh, quick, rack your brain. What can I say?
Do they?
Yeah, they love sports ball.
Couldn't do that.
No.
Yeah. That's why I say 1 love and not 15 love. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that was awful.
I'm guessing, guys.
Shots he's taking doesn't quite catch a lot of this though. Moving on through, but knows like he's going to be playing things on from the western side. As Everlong is in the compound south of them. There's not been much bluster from Everlong. They're in 16 points at the moment, but. I think that they were really hoping for way more from that Rondo game, considering where they were coming from.
W नहीं है अभी तक हम लोग के लिए W नहीं है.
Yeah, again at that point, VP's also super feeling themselves. So they are 100% warmed up into that game. It's a hard team to go against. A team that's been fighting from like minute 10. Yeah, that's hard. Viz rocks up, Batulins, some great shots on the MK12, and we'll find one in Viz and Artun.
लोग साइड से घुस के खत्म कर
सकते हैं. Totally okay with this current 2-2 split. Actually having the
compound east of them as well here.
He's trying to kind of lead forwards, seeing what information he can get, and being able to greet them on the entrance into that gas station. But now it does see as they're taking. I think that's the shack down there. So, oh no, sorry, it's the pylon.
Clean shot se be.
Bushido Wildcats. I thought they were going to try and go deeper.
I
don't mind the pylon play, but I mean, you're going to need your car fort, you're going to need your smoke, you're going to need to be on top of that for quite a while.
It's a bit of a commit, right? You get to this stage of the game, you're probably camping out.
यही
here
हो
for a
जाएगा था
while.
किसके याद है chat?
So, hope you brought your marshmallows and your campfire. You can't really take a campfire lighter than some
बच्चा!
twigs. Yeah, and marshmallows.
नावी भाई ऊपर है यार, love you यार, नावी side it now.
Bear Grylls.
Bill Oddie?
Navi.
No, he's just a bird watcher. I'm sorry, I've failed you.
Why have you done that? It's really disappointing, actually, what you've done.
You nailed it straight away. I'm sorry.
Anyway, BW वाले भी मार रहे हैं.
I'm sorry.
Alright, carry on.
Okay, ascend west side. Sorry, Skies north of them as well. No Slack made a crazy dash through onto what I think is the actual the shed next to the secret room. So actually, that could be huge for No Slack. The fact that they've been able to thread the needle themselves here after being on the west side, whilst they could have been embroiled in this fight, right? Like, so for them to be able to get here all the way in. And yeah, okay. Nice. That's crazy stuff. Crazy work.
It's funny the amount of times we watch No Slack play and the amount of times they're in the shack. And the amount of times
तेरा भाई आ गया लाला.
I know No Slack shack is pretty strong.
It's very similar shape and size to a sauna. So, and they are Finnish.
Oh yeah.
So it's their natural habitat.
They do love it. They do love a sauna and a steamer.
A sauna.
A sauna. Is that Danish?
No, it's what the pronunciation. That was very Finnish. Sauna.
Not Finnish. Sorry.
Yes. Don't try and pique the Danes' interest. He's somewhere in the background listening to us being idiots.
It's last game of the day. That's how we've had banger after banger after banger. It's like I can only keep this up for so long.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can follow up that Rondo game right now.
Yeah. We've got the sauna talk.
Starry Skies might not be having a good time at the moment. Moving north of Nemesis and throwing down smokes after they are being pelted by shots.
Keta once again with the signature K9. Always good to see, honestly. He loves that gun. Very, very big fan of that gun. The amount of times we see him hitting some big headshots on that over on Erangel at least. It does start to feel like a signature weapon for him, which is cool.
Navi!
Keta 98 doing all right for himself.
मेरे हिसाब से नावी ये गेम बहुत बाप के लिए.
But likewise, those boars also making a bit of a mad dash as well. Actually, I think they realize that this compound is free. Bushido Wildcats actually suddenly tore Navi apart at ICY. They were trying to make a mad dash through themselves here. S8UL also doing a bit of damage there to Navi.
As a good person.
And again, I've said it twice. I'm going to say it a third time. It is so barren in the middle of these circles, and all of these teams realize that edge play is only eventually, I guess, going to lead to death. We want to see if some of those middle spots kind of open. Navi survived technically in the middle, just because of the position that we're currently looking at now. But yeah, I don't know how long for. We'll see.
It's a tough one as well because you're not really sure when you want to start using your cover flares. Saint will get some good shots on to kill your Kang Keta.
My K9
betrays him in his greatest time of need.
अपने चारे भिड़ू लोग
Kango पे खड़े हो गए हैं. He's out through the smoke and Saint will confirm the kill over towards Kill Yakai. Neverlong's going in, you're right. They're just sending it. Taking a leaf out of VP's book.
Yeah, this is very good. Considering the knocks that they were able to take as well, Saint, very well done. Just get the finish off of them and then open up a lot of room for yourself if you want to actually play this west side. At the moment, Chris has just kind of bailed from it all. He's being shot at by Habibi in the distance and also going to be losing the car very soon as well. So he drops the foldable shield. Knows his back's covered for a little bit. Box is still alive here. I didn't even realize. He's a snake in the grass behind them. Oh, and they do find him. Good turnaround here from Everlong.
हम लोगों से BW से बचते हैं यार. BW से अपन fight ले लिया और बच गए ना.
Pick up his buddy.
तो OP हो जाएगा.
Over the back, and No Slack will once again get a lovely circle coming their way over towards that northern side. They're playing this 2-2 split fairly comfortably too. A lot of teams have to come to them, and you're totally right, Klaus. In terms of this barren area, it's actually a decent position because the whole difficulty for No Slack is that their position is highly nadeable. But
Nikolay
how do you
Kashyap,
walk up on them? That's the problem.
Yeah, this is exactly what I actually wanted to talk about. The fact that I think they have the 2-2 split, and it's the shack as well as the high ground above the shack on the south side. And that's really important because that's when people normally walk up to that shack on and then put the pressure on. So it's a smart move for them to try and actually make work out here as a Doozy and S8UL guys trying to make a bit of a push against Bushido Wildcats. See if they can actually do this against the pylon. Where are they?
Pushing in over towards No Slack. They are sending it right now. This is incredibly fast over their way.
Twisted Mind भी आ गया लेकिन Twisted Mind भी आ गया बच के लाला अरे यार
I think they're being shut down. I think they're being shut down. There's a lot of damage coming out as well. No Slack's going to be sending some nades over against them as well. They're on the rocks. They're trying to do something. Double blue zone against them as well in that POV. The triple blue zone. Jeez Louise. As Everlong is also shut down here. Everything went just from 0 to 100 instantly because, again, there's just not much to play in this circle. People are scrapping for it at the moment.
Yeah, sending 3 blue zone grenades in. Jam that, I dare you. But Beamy is still finding some shots, and he's the one that goes down versus Melman, but it's not a massive amount of casualties here.
At least एक अच्छा fight देखने मिला बे.
They will lose Scav off the back of that. That means that their position is now a little bit more compromised. I don't really know how VP was able to make that send in. They really did get a nice little spear front through over towards No Slack's position. Now they're holding off Team Nemesis, who's yet to have crossed that road. They've got one player across in defense, but that's it. You're right. They're currently playing Secret Room. It's a bit
Vitality हम लोग बचा सकता है.
Makes sense completely here, and nobody really has anything to be able to answer it as well at the moment. Diffrax though does hit Nixie, realizing that that is the only place that they have as a bit of salvation. If they get in range, they're so close to being in range here with mollies and nades. If those connect, it did go in. That's a brutal Molotov, and they're all burning. This is the problem with the secret room. Oh my days.
The door is closed. Another nade goes over the top. It doesn't get in.
But come on, little.
A nasty bouncer, but it gives time for the boys from Nemesis to actually walk up on this one. Another nade over the top. Again, that UAZ is being absolutely nightmarish. Salek with a nade over towards Kovalevich.
Bro, what the fuck?
Becoming
late
bruised on that northern edge.
Yeah, hugely compromised at the moment. And Versus Pro here in a Hail Mary just throws out smokes everywhere like fireworks to try and keep themselves alive. This is the problem with these spots because technically they're the only proper cover you want to go to them, but it is sometimes too early to try and actually make them work. As PGG did blindingly well to be able to dislodge No Slack. And likewise, so did Nemesis against Virtus Pro, our lobby leaders down and out.
It's an incredible Molotov that gets sent over the top from Team Nemesis. And again, those nades, if they were a little bit higher, a little bit longer, it would have been devastation. But because of all that, VP has to back away and ends up getting backstabbed off the back of it. M24 from PGG, who looked incredibly good last week, now look to put their staple on this game. Right at the end of the day.
One of those days
Team Nemesis might have something to say about it. Navi as well, with Spiro and Hakatori still going strong in this match. And Twisted Minds waiting ever so silently down towards the southeast side.
Worst day.
It's a little bit of movement. This somehow weathering the storm from the gas station as Twisted Minds was being very irritating against them. It does feel like that 4-horse race is somehow still very much alive right now in day number 1 because right now Nemesis and Twisted Minds still alive here. Virtus Pro, No Slack now falling down the tables a little bit potentially if they can continue to convert.
कल दो WWCD आएगा तो कब मैच हो जाएगा?
Turned spicy, really spicy.
Yeah, I mean it's very hard for No Slack to drop out of top 4 though, right?
एक से अपन सीधा top
5, no chance.
6 में चले जाएंगे.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's crazy how they all these 4 teams have set themselves apart. Yeah.
It is
number 1, 2, 3, 4 जो teams है ना जो 50-50 point पे chillings कर रहे हैं.
Out of the way and Team Nemesis shortly after will send a barrage of bullets over towards the emergency cover flare.
65-70 तक जाएंगे.
Get themselves a lot off the back of it. 6 kills this game so far, and Team Nemesis they continue to convert off the back of this one. PGG set themselves up with a line. Diffex will send outwards over towards this emergency cover flare here. This is a dangerous position to hold versus the angles from PGG down the way.
not in
as well as the
contention
final
anymore, hai na?
player here on Viz in pains.
By the way, big fan by EW के बार bye. Thank you for the 40 minute जान गुटे. इसके बाद एंड होने वाला है.
Oh, he did some damage.
Hits him.
Jeez Louise. Okay. It's weird. Like, well, Diffex survives to fight another day.
Navi कैसे?
Twisted Minds charging up some nades as well. They want to get rid of Navi at the moment. They've used those smokes to be able to get into nade range, trying to do as much damage as they possibly can. Realize Spiro moved on the right hand side. That's dead target on him, and that is Spiro down here. Former teammates for Wings does a lot of damage to good old Spiro.
आओ ना दो बाय दोनों तो बाय करेंगे.
I understand why he's posting the nades into those smokes there, realizing that they may have pushed into there and put even more pressure on, but they're not there.
Just edging around the side, and again, this is not bad from Twisted Minds. They want to get over towards a slight ridge.
Love you, yaar. Love you.
Through. Nasty roll up over towards Hakatori.
Brothers in arms.
Will finish him off with the barrel there. That gives a lot of space for Twisted Minds to work with, and the circle heading off towards that eastern side even better for them, whilst Team Nemesis is still trying to dislodge Pains.
This is always the problem in EMEA. If you come at the king, you better make it count. And Twisted Minds is still kicking, still alive, still making a run for it here. How do you beat Twisted Minds? The answer is currently being given to us by the likes of Noslack, Virtus Pro, Nemesis. But Twisted Minds never dies. They've not even had super flashy games, but stayed makes a huge play against Perfectix an example. That's a perfect play for them. If Nemesis takes out Twisted Minds here, they're number one on the day.
I mean,
by heavy kills,
Nemesis is just an incredible day overall. And again, they play very similarly to Twisted Minds, where it is this slow, calm approach of eventually we're going to be on top. This team is fantastic. They're a very unique playstyle where they don't really care about playing that center position. They love to assassinate from those sidelines. PGG losing Sibylla, and Melman starts to walk up on them. Closing in slowly but surely.
I mean, this top four has been spectacular. You want to win? Anybody else? No, we're going to soak up. 3 teams are going to soak up all 5 wins at this rate, unless PGG can do something about it. And Salix starts off. He was the one that was able to dislodge Noslack in the earlier moments of this game. Very important stuff here. Salix going crazy right now here for PGG. Slow Jacket has a perfect angle. You need to shut down Saused here. He's a free target. You've got to be able to shut him down.
That is...
आज 5 कल 5 परसों 5 वैसा परसों नहीं है शायद तरसों है
I mean, like I said, that was a free target. Team Nemesis realized they need to gain some ground off the back of this one. Team Nemesis potential to get their player back up again, but I doubt that PGG is going to give them the time. There's a Panzerfaust in play as well. He's going to launch it far over towards the back lines. It goes too long though.
Panzer में भी bullet drop है बे.
What a performance from Salik and the PGG boys. They have been fantastic on this north side. We've not focused too much on them, as there has been, of course, Nemesis, Twisted Minds, trying to do a lot of work here on the west side, on the south side. But PGG quietly and confidently shutting down some of the big names in this lobby at the moment. And now they are flexed out to have way more angles. But Defex starts things off. Salik's down, a big scalp to take at the moment. As he maybe the rest? No, stayed with a nade. Will it connect?
It's a good bounce on it. Ooh. Not quite far enough though. But that might have been the opening that they needed. But they're creating space for themselves. They do find a knock, and that might mean they're able to get a player back up in Sosa, but he is quite far away. Diffec's going to send another nade over, buy them some time, but it is short, and there's a foldable shield up as well.
Love that. Really good usage of util, making sure that foldable shield gives you just a little bit more defense. Because the thing is that they'll keep posting nades over. They just try and get you, and if one hits the foldable shield, it'll soak up so much damage for you.
Sloy on a wrap over towards Team Nemesis. Diffex as well as Sosa kind of exposed on that edge, but spotted now by Stay. So they have a rough idea.
Yeah, this is all
going to come down to mechanical skill and outplay from both of these teams. PGG slightly locked in over on this edge. Stade has got a bit of a run ahead of him to get out of dodge here. You do wonder how it's looking on the utility-wise. Do they have the smokes to get him out of that spot?
Yeah, blast down the shield. Just shoot it.
शील्ड के खड्डे के बीच में से मैं मार सकता है क्या? ब्रो अगर यहाँ से नेमेसिस जीत गया ना मेरा हो गया.
Slow and steady here wins the race at the moment.
भाई
Nobody really
clear
wants to make
cut
the first
PGG
move.
का
Nobody
game
wants to have
है.
to go into the open terrain in the middle. Stayed very low on health. And actually gets eyes off to the blue of all things. I think he realized there was no moving out of that spot. It's just too open. You can see it in the distance there. Those triangles are pushed into the blue now.
Yeah, the run out for him it's a death trap, right? He was pretty much a death sentence. Some grenades going out. Similarly, on the other side of things, it's a great nade from Diffx, though, will open things up over towards Sabilla. A 2v3 is not impossible, but it is still very difficult from the position that they hold. He's just going to commit for the spray there. Doesn't quite get it. Soset drops back down towards the floor. And it is pushing them out into the open ground, like you say. Still have a tree to work with and a vehicle. Diffx drops back down low.
But
it was great repositioning. He saw Renee coming in on the peripheral vision. Now it's flashed at the moment, but that's not really causing too many problems for him. Presenti's going to go for a drive on through the smoke or into the smoke here and try and use some cheeky camera angles, see if he can get more information about this. Does explode. So the fact that he was able to do that, and now he's going to use the car with a little bit more cover once again. He doesn't know exactly where they are, but he can assume definitely one near the cars. Where's the other one?
दोनों जोन से मर रहे.
So out in the blue right now. It looks like they might go for a deny potentially. But yeah, I think again it's so difficult for Team Nemesis to play this out. But they've got very far into it, creeping along the side whilst on fire. Diffx dropping things. Stun grenades been thrown out. It's very unlikely.
Definitely, Diffx goes for a spray. Hits Soy Jacket. There's no way, man. Like. I mean, they've been great all day, but if they win this somehow, that would be catastrophe for PGG. Yeah. They should have this.
Such a nice spot to have.
Wait, they took it. There's no way.
He's just going to send it out. Soset on the side, still making the pre-spray. He's so low HP. It's all down to Soset now.
He's in the open. No, why are you switching? You've got to try and go for it. There's nothing else you can do. Oh, PGG takes the win. Oh my days. I almost had a heart attack there at the end. Nemesis. I can't believe they made a meal of that one at the very end. But PGG takes the victory blank. Oh my heart, what were these last two games?
I know, it's been an incredible day. It has been an incredible day. I mean for PGG there, double spray, right? He hits the spray transfer and he's able to...
चलो गाइस, सी यू 1 घंटे में एनए का टाइम क्या मैचेस है आज? एनए का आज है ओ पीबीएल वाला मैच चल रहा है भाई. ये में अभी तक चल रहा है. 1 बज गया. क्या हो गया? टेक पोस्ट हुआ था क्या लाला? लिवेतन एनवी डब्ल्यू G2 लव डब्ल्यू दोनों डब्ल्यू मैच है. ठीक है चलो मजा आएगा. ओके दैट इज इट. कोई सीन नहीं. ओनली पॉजिटिविटी. कोई सीन नहीं. डिसेंट रन. ठीक है, एक फाइट देखने मिला. जस्ट अ बैड डे बॉयज. कोई सीन नहीं. मच लव टू आवर बॉयज. बाय बाय. आदियोस चैट में. आदियोस. सी यू 1 घंटे में. बाय बाय. चटको सिया. बाय.